by attackers. Hello everybody, how are y'all doing tonight? I for one hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. Today we have the Cerberus tournaments, Playday 7 out of 8, so the season is really coming to an end. I see all of you guys are in here. Are you ready? And do you mind reminding me what was the map? It was Oregon, right? Awesome. Oregon was our map. So remind me. So we're on Oregon, Rewolf Elite. I assume you guys are attacking first, right? And yes, let's not forget about the names. Great. So I'm setting the names, and then I'm gonna be good to go.
Alrighty.
So the one team is Rewolf Elite. The other is Fiverr Coaches. Alright, so last checkup. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Are your mosses running? Awesome. Well, or here, Fiverr Coaches, are you guys ready as well?
We're starting Moss, I'll tell you in a sec.
Sounds good. Apac dit, on a gagné nos 2 matchs, tu aurais pu tout voir. J'aurais dû voir ça. Par exemple, Apac, tu sais, ce stream-là est un stream anglais, fait que je vais parler en anglais pour le reste de la soirée. If I was just to present both teams, Rewolf Elites, they have been together for not too long, actually. I remember, like, they were one of the only teams that participated last season, or actually season 2 before we rebooted it. This season has been, like, rebooted. Fiverr Coaches, on their end, they were Vendetta Esports before. A few players have left. Fonde, Austin still have the .vd in their names.
Do you know Mark Scheifele?
Sorry?
Linux. He has a picture of Mark Scheifele.
Yeah.
No, hockey. Let's go.
All right.
Can you explain to my team what a Stanley Cup is? They don't know what it is.
Were you talking to me or to Linux?
No, Linux.
Okay. Just start no hockey. Just start. All right. So you guys know the drill. Good luck, have fun, and may the best team win.
Stanley Cup is ours, boy. Don't even trip about it.
Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Oh gosh, I think the overlay is the right one. Let me check real quick. Yeah, okay. DAL Cerberus tournament, Playday 7. By the way, Rewolf Elite TV. Apparently, Rewolf Elite has a Twitch channel. So hey guys, thanks for following. let's for your sake wish them best of luck. For Fiverr Coaches' sake, let's wish them the best of luck. But one thing is for sure. Let's jump right into the operator bans. Thatcher, Maverick would be a typical and to be expected ban because of course hard breaching is so important in this game. So let's see which ban the second one is going to be, because it could really be anything. Jackal can be really good as well, or Montaigne actually. You know, Montaigne and Clash, for what it's worth, are kind of dependent on the map itself, I want to say. In the sense that if you have a tight or close quarter corridor, it can be really interesting, because then it's going to be so much harder to just outflank the shield, once again, be it Montaigne or Clash. But yeah, so this map in particular does offer this kind of firefights or this kind of settings quite frequently. Like at the top floor, you would have something along the lines of attic, or you know, even just the staircases and all that good stuff. Basement, of course, you have bunker. If you were to come down through freezer as well, you know, without any surprises, it is not going to be the same team that bans Clash, but both teams seem to be aware of the importance of counteracting this general playstyle. So for round number 1, let's just keep in mind that Fiverr Coaches are defending, and on this map right here, before it got reworked, goddammit, I'll get to pronounce stuff correctly. Before the rework, I want to say that the previous or the preferred primary bomb side kind of depended on the team. The thing I realized was most NA teams would have preferred to go in the basement first, whereas most EU teams would go in dorms first and foremost. So their primary bomb side would be dorms. Here, after the rework, Norms is like just the general or the universal primary bomb site. But hey, the basement is also very viable. It just has a bit less love than before. I want to point this out right here. I like what they're doing. Cade or anybody with a shotgun, Fonde, can really easily destroy the hatch right here, which will then force the attackers to cross through the right hand side if they don't want to fall through. And by narrowing basically the width of the corridor, you can block it down with a Vulcan shield fairly easily. I believe it's kind of canted to the right hand side just to make it so much harder from somebody at the window here to destroy it, to make it so that the attackers really, or the defenders rather, fiber coaches really do get to decide when it is going to get destroyed, and you know, to deny the attackers the possibility of just destroying it from afar. But in the meantime, Rewolf Elite, they have spawned in, and looking at their spawns, it looks like we're going to have a lot. 4 out of the 5 attackers are spawning, you know, from the northeastern side. So this is really going to be the single-handed push that there, you know, seems to be. They don't seem to be too intent on playing, you know, outflanking their opponents or anything along those lines. Jello actually is basically the only one working a different angle than the rest of his team, and he's more or less just blocking off any kinds of rotations and cutting off angles. Though you have Putin right here. He could be dangerous, and the attackers know that, right? They are absolutely aware of his position. Look at Exil's positioning. Jello above his shoulders, basically holding the same angle. It looks like Putin will be peeking. He'll be inching forward. Mammoth, by the way, salut à toi, comment ça va? Merci pour follow la chaîne. And right here, if he peeks, his odds of survival are not too great. He's going to be facing 2 guns, so double the firepower he has. Plus, they were prone, which is not exactly something you expect when you start peeking your opponents. But in the meantime, you could assume that Lynx right here, of course, he has done the hard-breaching job. And now, so you're going to have, how'd you pronounce that? Kurthon, I'm just going to call you Kurt. So Kurt right here is going to be holding the pressure. Exil got the kill on Toothless. That was not Putin. So, I mean, the general resistance was still there up until Jello gets the kill, leaving us really with a 2v. Oh gosh, no, the ADS devices must have been disabled. I was going to say 3v5, but not a 2v5 situation. Austin right here is going to get a first kill. That is at the very least going to deny a flawless round. Plus, he puts Lynx in a down but not out situation. Lynx is going to get revived if he can cancel, or if we can get like the kill during the revive process. That'd be good, but no, he's going to be too late. Still, he gets another one. And that Maverick now is going to be fairly low on health. He still has a grenade though, so that could help out a lot. But it's not going to be the case. Fonde on his end also gets a kill. Wow, is that going to be a comeback? It was a 2v5 and it was down to a 2v2. Plus, Lynx was down and he got revived. So he's down to a slither of health. He can be, you know, taken out of the picture fairly easily. So Austin is kind of facing off against Fentix. Fentix being the last, I want to say, real threat there. Once again, referring to Lynx's low health. And he falls down. Is Rewolf Elite just going to choke on that round? It looks very feasible, and they do! The clutch happening. Austin, great job, you guys. That was amazing. When you're down to only 2 players, you just have to make sure that everything is just pinpoint perfect, right? And they didn't commit any mistake whatsoever once they were backs against the wall. And that worked out perfectly, I gotta say. Great job on that front. Hounds, are you entertained? As a matter of fact, I am. Okay, without further ado, let's jump into the replays. So yeah, that was something. That was something. Like Austin and Fonde really clutching this. It is unfortunate that Wamai was just a split second too late with the magnet. That was the end of him. But this was also the end, or the beginning of the end, for Rewolf Elites. All in all, it was a really solid defense, but you know, that defense also implies that Fiverr coaches will have to go elsewhere. Of course, they are going to defend the basement area now. It's going to be a laundry hold. And as soon as the replays are done showing, we will take a look at that upcoming round right here. I do gotta say though, they used the utility pretty well, the favorite coaches guys. For example, Fonde knew he didn't have to peek, use the natural cell. They, stayed behind their deployable shields, all that good stuff, to make sure that they don't take any unnecessary risks. Like, look at the tiny angle he was holding there. The guys knew that they were defending, they didn't have to push, or they didn't have to actively look for a kill. And that playstyle, that passive playstyle, just, ended up saving them, really. Okay, laundry defense. 2 ADS devices here, a Vulcan shield. You guys know the drill, right? If Putin gets overwhelmed, he will just fall back and reinforce the wall right there. No, he no longer has a reinforcement, or a reinforcement in his back pocket. It's actually going to be Toothless who has the last one, and he's going to be too little, a bit far away to deny that kind of stuff. So I am not sure how this is going to play out. Of course, the attackers are going to expect somebody to go on the left-hand side. Kurt, you're having a bit of a difficulty, a bit of a hard time destroying the drones. Right here, this is going to be Zofia. She inflicts him a lot of damage, and he is not going to be able to counteract that in any way, shape, or form. Was Kurt able to help? Oh, he rotated. He's now above Putin's shoulder. That seems odd to me because, like, having both players holding the same angle, and by extension having the left-hand side be more or less vulnerable, is an odd choice. Granted, Austin was there, but now you have both Austin and Putin, who are really easy to frag out. So let's see what's going to happen here. For example, you have Exile pushing in, and he's a fairly confident entry fragger. That is going to work. Not too bad for him. Austin has been put down, and he could be revived by Putin, but you really do feel the pressure mounting, right? You don't have too many defenders like on bomb site itself, since you have a few roamers. I was going to talk about Toothless. Toothless is dead. Fonde, as soon as I switch into his POV, gets a kill. So it's back down to a 3v3 situation. But once again, looking at, on the OBJ itself, you have like 2 players here pushing, 2 players defending. Oh, that could be dangerous, by the way. And then you have a roamer and an anti-roamer. Therefore, neither team really does have the upper hand. Though, if you were to look at the health pool, Rewolf Elite definitely do have more, combined HP. Or more HP flat out, basically. Fonde here playing aggro. He's going to be looking for a kill, but there's just too many track stingers. He could, just accept that he's going to take a lot of damage by walking through there. Or he could destroy them, but that is also going to be, making that makes Alvine aware of his position. The natural cell was supposed to be a distraction, and Alvine does bite. But he is still unsure exactly where Fonde is going to be. The bad news is, on OBJ, the defenders are dying, so Alvine getting the kill here. That might just have been the end of the round. Austin now has to clutch a 3v1 situation with very little health. He can't allow himself to take any kind of damage whatsoever, and yet he peaks. And that was his unfortunate last mistake. Lynx thus getting the final kill. And fortunately for them, Rewolf Elite are not going to choke on their round like they did last time. Round number 1 was really nice to see if you're rooting for Fiverr coaches. But if you want to see Rewolf Elite win, it must have been, heartbreaking. Which is why this time, the same situation didn't apply. I had a little something to update somewhere. Like, I was casting last round, and something popped to my mind. I have to change this or that. But I don't remember what I had to update or what I had to modify. So I am at a loss. So let's assume everything is working as intended. I mean, nothing is like obviously broken or anything like that. So let's take a look at round number 3. Round number 3 is going to go downstairs again. Of course, Fiverr coaches just lost here. And let's see exactly what they're going to do. Because, of course, their previous defense didn't work out too great. So it looks like we're going to have a similar initial setup. And therefore, it is kind of going to come down to the execution itself. No, it is still too early to say anything too decisive because, of course, they're still reinforcing, going left and right to put down some Vulcan shields, ADS devices, magnets, all that good stuff, you name it. So if they're going to roam somewhere else or if they're going to play somehow differently, it still has to be, to be revealed. One thing I want to point out is there's not going to be a Valkyrie. Toothless Mage is going to be switching her out for a Wamai. But other than that, it is going to be the exact same composition. If I was just to blow up the view here, so Putin still does have one reinforcement in his back pocket, so this time around, if he has to bail, he is going to be capable of reinforcing the wall behind him. But you know, that still has to happen in the first place. That still has to happen in the first place because they are so much better prepared this time around, right? You have Toothless right here with the magnets that is just eating up utility. Putin with the first toxic bait here, so a bit of mustard gas will be poured into the entryway. And as you can see, it looks like a rotation. Jello is just bailing out. Lynx is coming though, so it seems like it's not rotation, but more of a role swap, if I can put it that way. But so far, Fiverr coaches are really holding their ground pretty well. There is going to be a lot of pressure coming from another angle, so it looks like Jello will be working from garage and then, you know, main staircase. Exil and Alvine, I want to say, yeah, Alvine were working on the big tower stairs. And there was somebody who was supposed to receive the pressure here. That was Toothless. Putin getting the first kill right here. Toothless has to turn around, right? Because there is going to be Jello. Exile. Exile is watching the angle right here. So behind the pillar, right, you are going to have Austin looking for a kill. Both players trading, you know, a few bullets back and forth. So nobody really coming out on top in that firefight. And you now have a 4v5 situation. So, yeah, that wall has been reinforced. So they really bailed from there. Overall, I would say nothing is yet, you know, set in stone. Of course, there's still a minute remaining on the clock, but Fiverr coaches, they are looking pretty good in the sense that Revolt Elite don't have any momentum. They were incapable of, you know, pushing forward decisively, and now the timer is coming down. You do have another push that is being attempted. It looks like Plan B is working out really well so far. Exit was able to get a double kill, and he is still, you know, going strong, but he's lost somewhat of health here. Yeah, Saris, if you want me to time out somebody else, just name them, and they'll get a 1 minute timeout. It's kind of a meme of, more than anything else, to be honest. Nice kill here. And it looks like we're going to have a 1v2 situation. Jello capable of getting a nice frag, but he still has to take out Austin there. And the cross angle was just too strong. Jello couldn't really do anything. It was... you know, like I said, the round had been won by the time Fiverr had, I know, basically stealed Fiverr of, by the time it had steal Revolt Elite of any momentum they may have had before. And the plan B, you know, the rotation pushing from Freezer was kind of promising, but ultimately that didn't work out too great. So once again, nicely tried. Better luck next time. But one thing I do have to say is both teams are kind of toe-to-toe here. I, to be honest, kind of didn't expect it too much, especially considering that Fiverr Coaches is a team that exists literally like since yesterday. For context, you know, Sarah's here, I see you're in chat. For context, Fiverr Coaches, like a few of their players are ex-Vendetta Esports guys, and they didn't disband, like 2 of them left yesterday. So it's basically like ex-Vendetta with like 2 pickups, and I wouldn't expect them to be like too well structured. They haven't had time to like get to know each other or like get a new strat book together. I assume they don't yet have a coach, and you know, compared to Revolt Elite, right? And yet Fiverr Coaches are coming out on top so far. So yeah, I do see the channel points requests. So Sarah's wanted me to time out Wupu. Let's just do that real quick. Wupu, you're getting a 1 minute timeout. Won't be too long. There you guys go. And asking for an ad time. I'll do this, but after the game has been played. So like in between 2 matches, I'll do this because that'd be a bit sadistic to like put an ad in the middle of the game right here. Yeah, so the good news is Fiverr Coaches, though they have like two points, they haven't won their rounds back to back. Therefore, they were allowed to defend once again in the dorms area. And that is going to be crazy aggressive, and it works out perfectly. Nicely done. Alvine is biting the dust extremely early on. It would still be a bit too dangerous for Putin to keep on, pushing forward. So he is not going to, for example, try to outflank Lynx Linux rather, before he gets to destroy the reinforced wall. As a matter of fact, it is not too late to do so. But still, Putin played it right. He had a good timing here. Toothless is kind of holding the angle, somehow expecting to be pushed, but Putin is back, and really the action's happening here. Magnet devices, 2 ADS devices, all that good stuff is going to make it really difficult for the attackers to mount any kind of significant pressure by using their utility. The Vulcan shield has been destroyed though, so once again it's just a bit of time that's being lost. There is a magnet that is going to be using that up, and that was supposed to destroy the deployable shield, but the ADS devices are still going strong. But in the meantime, Rewolf are once again losing a few players here and there. Jello will have to just outgun and outfrag his opponents, but so far it's not looking too great. Though he does get the kill on Kurt. Plus, oh no, there was somebody else. That was the hatch! Oh, Putin from beneath. That nitro cell is not going to get a kill though, does it? It does! Triple kill for him. Pantix, last player alive. Is it going to be... he gets a first kill here. Actually, is it his second? No. So yeah, he now has to pull off a 1v3 situation. Ultimately, it's a 1v4, but he just got the first kill right here. Plus, he's down to a slither of health. So any mistake whatsoever is going to be fatal for him. And that mistake could come pretty quickly, considering that Toothless is right here. And he does not even seem to consider that a roamer might be out and about. And at that range, I want to say, if Putin starts spewing bullets, it is going to be over in a matter of seconds. There you have it. He couldn't survive to that. So there you have it. Fiverr coaches really coming out on top. They now have a 2 points lead, and you could still say that the game is fairly young and anything could still happen on paper, but in practice they are showing that they're not winning their rounds by random chance. Therefore, should the current the current rate at which both teams win points stay true, Fiverr coaches could be on their way to winning the game. The one thing I do want to point out, though, is this map is defense-sided, especially since it's still really new to the competitive map pool, or relatively new, should I say. All that together. Oh wait, there is no sound in the replays. Why is there no sound in the replays? Okay, I see why there's no sound in the replays. Sorry about that, guys. By the way, feel free to let me know when there's like a glitch or a little bug like this. Because I'm not watching the stream. I'm not hearing like the lack of audio or anything along those lines. Okay. So this now was 2 rounds won by Fiverr coaches. Therefore, they are now going to be forcing through their tertiary bomb site, which is going to be kitchen and meeting room.
10 seconds to insertion.
And since we have not yet seen them defend this area, we don't really know what to expect. 2 walls right here, because of course, sometimes some teams will go for an extended hold, but it doesn't seem like they have set up anything in the dining room area. There has been a rotation here. The hatches are left unattended. Not the one in attic though. Plus there's a reinforcement at the top of the attic. So it still looks like Fiverr coaches, they are putting their eggs in the right basket, in the sense that, for example, they could be pushing the attackers, through dining room to kitchen. And speaking of the lack of any kind of preparation from that angle or from that wing of the map, but it just so happens that Fiverr, they seem to want to insert through the big tower, as we can see right here, and they're going to be using this angle as their their jumping point to push into the OBJ. So all things considered, it looks like Fiverr have made the right bets. Pang keeps saying Vulcan's there. Yeah. So my guess was, when you put the Vulcan right next to the hatch, of course, with the hatch being destroyed, you can quite easily just blow up the Vulcan shield, and then there's no way to just walk around the fire, since, by destroying the hatch, it really does narrow down the width of the corridor. I thought it was kind of angled to the side to make it so that the attackers can't really destroy the Vulcan from the window right here, but we just saw that this exactly happened thanks to Ash by Jello in that last round. So for real, I don't know what exactly they're gonna have to do. Maybe they could like cant it to the side like 90 degrees and then use an impact nade from afar to blow it up. But yeah, if I was to kind of reverse engineer the thinking, this would be the answer I would give you. But I might still be wrong. You know, honestly, to be honest, this might be a good question to ask the guys in an interview. Should Fiverr coaches win, which they seem to be on their way to be doing. However, this round is not going to go their way if the beginning is to be any indicator, but Fonde getting a nice double kill here. Alvine is at the top floor. Considering that the floor has been breached, it would be really hard to destroy the diffuser without him being taken out of the picture first. The good news is, good news for Fiverr is Alvine is last player alive. Oh, that nitro stun could be dangerous. It will be the end of him. And that is now 2 clutches in the bag for Fiverr coaches. Wow. The clutch factor is amazing for this team. They are, on their back foot. They have a significant disadvantage. But apparently just being under some kind of pressure is what they need to wake up and what they need to give it like their best shot. And it works out time after time. I gotta say though, it doesn't seem like it's their go-to strategy, but waiting to be on your back foot, waiting to be at a serious disadvantage before you start doing yourself might not be the best or the wisest strategy out there, simply because eventually you're gonna fail, right? Humans just happen to be making a mistake, right? And if you make your mistake when your back's against the wall, the consequences are going to be so much dire than if you were to make a mistake when you're still in a, say, 5v5 situation. If you lose a stupid gunfight, then 4v5 is still unfortunate, but it's not the end of the round, it's not the end of the game, or the end of the tournament, depending on where you are in the game. So all things considered, yeah, great job on you guys, but that, to me at least, doesn't sound like a really good strategy to be had. Though, if it's producing results, who am I to complain? Best of how many rounds? The first team to have 7 points wins. Except if there's a 6-6 situation. If you have 6 to 6 points, we're going into overtime, and then it's going to be the first team to have 8 points. So you could argue that Fiverr coaches are halfway there. Though, once again, this map is defense-sided. So right here, Fiverr coaches kind of have an inherent advantage. And starting next round, there's going to be the role swap, and Rewolf Elite will be defending. And therefore, you could reasonably assume that Rewolf Elite should be able to start winning a few rounds from that point on. Or they should have an easier time winning their rounds. One thing I want to point out, and I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, they're always spawning from the same side. Jello, that was crazy dangerous. Okay, they're bailing out already or what? No, they're just droning. Because, okay. It feels to me like the attackers, blue team, are making themselves quite predictable by always spawning from the same side. No matter where the bomb site is, they're always going to be attempting to walk right into either a bunker right here or tower if we were to be, a floor above or even 2 floors above. And therefore, the initial insertion being so predictable, and the initial that flash, and the initial point of pressure being so predictable, they're always ready to receive the push. Though, in that instance, neither team really is capable of getting the upper hand. 2 kills are going to be traded on either side. It was a 3v3 up until now, because of course Linux has to get another kill, though congratulations on you for doing that. And now the attackers do have the upper hand. We have seen time and time again that when Fiverr are backs against the wall, they are, pulling off the clutch. But here, Kurt is in a precarious position to say the least. He has next to no control over OBJ whatsoever. Was that... Oh no, did he just die on the electricity? Oh, how unfortunate. It is going to be gaining a few precious seconds, but all in all, you need more than a few seconds in that instance, because they were still 1 minute 40 remaining on the clock. Plus, time doesn't really matter when you're dead. So Alvine winning that firefight right here is going to put an end to all of those discussions. And that is going to be a nice round 1 by Rewolf Elite. Let's jump into the replays. And Pank said, I came to the same conclusion as you. Even if it's the wrong theory, it's a great shield. Yeah, Because, I mean, if you look at the shield, there's no in hell they can actually hide behind it, right? Unlike, for example, the one we're seeing right here in the replays. So, that's the best I can come up with, to be honest. I mean, a smoke, for example, could have just the same effect. But I think the fire is deadlier, but smaller in area, right? So that might be why you want to have the shield there. Plus, of course, once the shield has been put down, anybody can hold the angle. So yeah, that would be my guess. Though, as I said, I might be wrong. So like I said, we have officially had the role swap like behind the replays. And now it is going to be up to Rewolf Elite to defend. And what I like to say whenever we have the role swap is, or what I like to point out, is the differences between the two teams. First and foremost, our favorite coaches, they want dorms as a primary bomb site. However, Rewolf Elites, they are going to be electing to go on the basement floor first and foremost. And plus, of course, we just saw a defense here last round, so let's see how they are going to, or how they're going to respond to the problem of defending this area. And you know what the differences are going to be, because that does breathe a puff of fresh air into the game. I want to point out Linux's Maestro. So Maestro is unlikely to be roaming. Actually, if I was to look at the composition, neither operator seems to be too likely of a roaming candidate. Like, at best, Jello maybe might want to do that, but, you know, Jaeger lost his 3 speed, 1 health, 3 speed, 1 armor capabilities a few months ago. And yeah, he still is a decent roamer, but just because he has a decent gun more than anything else. However, if we were to look towards the attacking side, they also are playing totally different compared to their or to their opponents last round. In the sense that they're not pushing tower, come what may, every single time, you know, you have to do it, and that's the way it is. Absolutely not. Austin here is trying to insert through that window right here, white stairs window, I think is what you guys call it. Jello was there, so of course that would indicate a freezer push, but you know, he's not alone. Kurt is pushing from another angle, so that might you know, indicate a main stairs push. And all in all, I do believe we also had a few players around the bunker area, though they're no longer there. Okay, because I was going to say they're really pushing like the sandwich strategy to try to, you know, squeeze the defenders from every single angle. Though Fonde is, generally speaking, pushing the same angle. So yeah, the sandwich theory does still hold, and that is bound to, you know, cause a lot of distractions to the defensive team. Though they, on paper, are going to be stretched thin, fiber coaches are also going to be stretched thin by attacking every single angle there is. So, is it a good idea? It yet remains to be seen. It has a lot of potential to create, you know, chaos in the defensive ranks. But if we look for it to have a good, you know, teamwork and communication, it would not really matter too much. Austin here really is holding the angle. Nitro, he's eating up a lot of utility, I gotta say. That was smoke, that was a natural cell, and just he's way too far out. So the defense might be short on intel. Either that or they're playing time, which would be reasonable. I mean, there's only 45 seconds remaining on the clock. That was Fantix, so smoke is now out of the picture. Alvine is receiving a grenade apparently. The drop to the hatch, that could be a double kill. He gets one down. He does not get the kill. How is Kurt not dead here? Oh god, hey, Austin getting the kill, and he is not going to be able to revive his teammate. The remaining defender, oh, Jello, nicely done. That's going to be a triple for him. He could almost have gotten the ace, but no, he gets refragged. Yeah, Toothless's POV for some reason is just glitched, so let's just take a look at Putin. He is hitting on a jammer, but other than that, I mean, his angle is really viable. Toothless is still... his POV is still going to be cursed. Yeah, here Putin is in a dead angle, but Exile could be the great danger here. He can both shoot at Putin in theory. Linux right here is going to try it. Hey, he gets the kill. Rewolf Fleet winning thanks to the timer running too low. And that's something that I would not have expected to see happening from Rewolf Elite when they themselves were attacking. Simply put, Rewolf were a bit more decisive, right? They attacked quicker and with more aggressivity. It sometimes led to them dying out really early on. But yeah, the timer running out was not really a true enemy for them. Unlike for fiber pushes, as we can see right here, their push was really promising, right? They managed to insert themselves. They managed to start to plant the diffuser. Of course, Maestro was there to deny the completion of that plant. But still, given more time, it could have worked out pretty well. I think this is like what I'm gonna go with. So yeah, this was it for round number 7, and it's pretty much what I was talking about. The map being defense-sided, Wolf Elite are just catching up with you know, Fiverr Coach's score, and yeah, come what may, we might even maybe see Wolf Elite kind of turn the tables and end up getting the upper hand, because they were able to win a few rounds even with a disadvantage. Let's see now if Fiverr coaches are going to be capable of, you know, claiming the same prize. Because admittedly, the round was fairly close. It came down to the wire.
10 seconds left.
But my sample size is one single round, you know, to judge either Rewolf's defense or Fiverr's offense. So yeah, anything can still happen. I'm kind of just taking the roundabout way of just proclaiming my ignorance here. So instead of making wild predictions, let's see how things are shaping up. Once again, the spawn sides are just all over the place for Fiverr. Not that it's like a mistake or anything to judge them by, it's just that they're really working different angles, unlike Rewolf. I don't see any sparks, so there's no electricity. Of course, a jammer would have been spotted by the drone as well. So Putin could potentially destroy that wall, but no, he gets gunned down pretty quickly by Exile. He was the bearer of the diffuser as well. Austin can recover that pretty easily, but really, losing hard breaching capabilities, this is a hard blow, especially this early into the round. And this is definitely a mistake on which you could maybe judge Fiverr a little bit. I mean, Putin could have just waited the 5 seconds to let Austin take the angle. And, you know, if Austin was to die, it is still a kill. It's still an unfortunate death. But at the very least, you would still have had your Thermite alive that could have rotated out somewhere else to use his exothermic charge somewhere else. And, you know, the capabilities as a whole would still have been in play. That Nitro Cell got destroyed mid-air. Few bullets are flying. Peeking that angle might be a bit of a mistake. Now, Exile seems to know this. But hey, found it with the fire. I could maybe just toss a bolt on the floor right next to, or into the doorway. Of course, with the jammer, Austin can't take too much intel. But hey, Exile shooting like that, and he makes his position known. Oh gosh, Mishmash subscribed at tier 1. You on the 13-month streak? Wow. No, you've subscribed for 13 months, currently on a 12-month streak. Hey, really appreciate it, man. That's amazing. That is amazing. Though by reading this, I kind of missed out on Kurt's death. So this is now like both hard breachers taking out of the picture. This is, you know, considering it's just a 3v5 situation, these are the 2 right kills to get for Rewolf Elite. And Austin is going to bring this back to a 3v3 situation with a swift double kill. Toothless also going out. Jello also falling down. Fentix now last player alive. The MP45 is a notoriously weak gun, but it's now going to be a 1v1 situation. This is also going to come down to the wire. I love this game. Okay. Toothless seems to know where his opponent is going to be, but hey, Fentix has dropped down, so no, his position is no longer known. The barricades have been torn down, so he doesn't have to make any kind of sound. He is going to remain quite stealthy. Is there barbed wire here? There is. So he's likely to make some noise when walking back up the stairs. And he might maybe get a cheeky angle on Zofia, but Zofia knew he was there! Fiverr coaches, Toothless Mage thus winning round number 8. There you have it. And Mishmash, since I assume you just got in the chat, or at the very least, if you were there previously, you didn't say hi. So I am gonna put you into context, just so you know, like who we're dealing with tonight. It sounds ominous when I put it that way, but the players. Wolf Elite, they're not playing in the Titans League, so you know, you may have seen them from time to time in the Cerberus. But Fiverr coaches, you may actually know them, since 3 out of the 5 players were Vendetta esports players up until yesterday. Actually, it's like yesterday that half the team left. Officially, the org hasn't disbanded, but a few players have left, and they are playing tonight under the Fiverr coach's name. Therefore, I mean, it is basically Vendetta with 2 pickups, and I'm not sure exactly what the inner workings, or you know, what the nuances of the dynamic here are, because you could assume that they still have like the same general strategies, ambiance, vibe, team cohesion, all that good stuff. Since we're talking about like 3 players from the same team, but they definitely, or most likely, don't yet have a coach. Most likely, they don't yet have a new strat book. So, for example, if they were to play against the original / still ongoing or remaining Vendetta players, like counter-stratting them would be fairly easy for these guys. But all in all, yeah, these players, you guys know them. And the interesting thing is, if you win your next game, if you win tomorrow's game, you are playing against what remains of the Vendetta roster. So if you win tomorrow's game, one might generally assume that by having, you know, the team being basically gutted, they are going to be an easier opponent for you guys next week. Once again, if you win. Against hostile actions, nonetheless. Yeah, that would be a bit of a challenge, wouldn't it? Okay, real quick, the defense has lost, of course, so they're going to go up here again. And I really like to see how both teams are adapting. Like, for example, Fiber coaches, they're not pushing from the same angle as last time. We are going to have, for example, right here. Yeah, that wasn't awesome. Who was that? Fonde. That was Fonde right here pushing, you know, the big window. That natural cell is not going to be too dangerous, but Alvine is roaming hard. Oh gosh, and he's not too shy about just barricading right in front of his opponents to just get, you know, a few precious seconds. That could really come to pay dividends later on. 4v5 situation, though, it is going to be. And once again, Putin is going to be the first casualty. So your hard-breaching capabilities already severely impeded. Though, you still have Kurt, who could yet again, or he already opened up here. So it looks like he's going to be on a rotation to go into Master's bedroom and to open up the walk-in closet from there. But oh, if he wants to, you know, play the peekaboo game with Alvine, because right here Alvine has intel in their position, can't do much about it until now. That is, since the hard or the reinforcement has been opened up. But yeah, he is just gonna have to bail. It looks like that drone's gonna take intel in his position if it's used. The drone on, yeah, Fonde is using the drone right now, so Alvine's position is known. And oh gosh, with the cardiac sensor in his hands, that was not the best idea ever, I want to say. You know, when you're being actively fired upon, it doesn't care. I don't care if you have a nitro cell, the phone itself, flashbang, grenade, smokes, anything like that. I mean, as long as it hasn't blown up, right? A grenade is just a hunk of metal. Hunk of metal against bullets is not gonna win, right? Kind of bringing a stone to a firefight. But in the meantime, even though Alvine barely escaped death, he still escaped it. Therefore, it's a 3v5 situation. The timer is running down. Nothing too dramatic yet, right? There's still 35 seconds remaining. But a 2v5 now, that is going to come down to the wire if the attack wants to clutch this. Austin getting a first right here. 10 bullets in the mag, and he has to push in. Oh, he almost gets Linux down. He is really low on health. Oh gosh, but now he's last player alive. He gets another. On the right-hand side, he was pinched between 2 lines of fire. But once again, to me, it feels like we are in a situation where Fiverr, they outperform themselves under pressure. And I am repeating myself here. I am beating a dead horse simply because the general situation doesn't really change too much. When you are under pressure, you are basically on the back foot, right? Oh, it looks like we have replays from the last round as well. Sorry about that. So when your back's against the wall, when you're at a severe disadvantage, you may outdo yourself. You're still gonna end up, you know, failing or missing your shots from time to time. Eventually, right? Humans can't be perfect. But if you were to outdo yourself at the beginning of the round, well, losing a dumb firefight, having a 4v5 situation is not as dramatic as being in a 1v4, as you saw right here, and losing because you were in a 1v4 situation, right? He wasn't going to clutch that. Okay, so the last defense was Dorms as well. Just Caster's notebook has to be up to date if we have to have a rehost. This round is going to go in laundry again. And also, I see a few questions in the chat. Rewolf TV asking, is it the playoff? No. So there are 8 play days in total, during which you win points. And at the end of the 8 play days, if you're in the top 8 teams that have the most amount of points, you are going to be invited to the playoffs. So the season is nearing its end, but we're not there yet. The reinforcement patterns here are unique. I just want to say that. It looks like they're going to be playing quite aggro. There's going to be a shield here. Somebody is likely to hold the angle from the pillar. That is my educated guess. Just to come back to what Wolf was asking about, if I was to make a bit of a parallel, of course, I mean, the format is fairly similar to ESL's Old Go 4, but if that doesn't ring a bell, imagine we're playing in a ranked game, right? You play, the more games you win, the more points you get, and at the end of the season, only the so-called diamond players will be invited to the playoffs, will be invited to the end season, or to the end game, basically. So this is how I would explain the situation. But yeah, like, this opening leads me to believe that somebody is bound to watch the angle, basically to deny the entry to the doorway. But there's nobody watching that angle, so I am confused, is all I gotta say. Right here, Toothless is, like, ready to just peek on the left-hand side and maybe get a kill or two. I mean, Maestro is shooting at the opening, so of course, if he was to receive return fire, accurate return fire, he could die. But hey, luckily for him, that's not going to be the case, and luckily for Fiverr, Thermite is still alive. I mean, it feels like Putin is the first casualty every single round, so it's gonna be rewarding for him to actually be able to detonate the exothermic charge. The one thing I wanted to point out, yeah, Jello right here, the rotation of the wall is still open, and he just, you know, ran out, basically. But now Fonda is going to be watching the angle, so there's no easy, nifty trick that's going to be too easy to pull off here. And, oh, Toothless is right. He could be planting if he had the diffuser. But the challenge, to be honest, is going to be in bringing the diffuser to the bomb site. There's somebody right here. He saw barely the tip of the foot, but he still knows there's somebody in the freezer. Fonda is unfortunately out of frag grenades, so there's no cheeky kill to be had there. Oh gosh, with the diffuser, he's going to be attempting something a bit risky. Alvine with the nitro cell. Oh, that is going to get the kill. Putin, change of pace, last player alive, but, you know, just like his teammates before him, in a 1v4 situation, he just does not survive that. So, in that instance, Exile is going to get the final kill, but, well, you know, if it wasn't him, somebody else would have got that kill there. I don't really think that Putin would have been able to clutch that. And that gives us a 5-5 situation. At this point, the question becomes, is either team capable of winning 2 rounds in a row? Because if either team does that, well, then that team will win the game, right? But so far, to be honest, New Wolf have already won 2 rounds in a row, since the role swap, that is, right? Before the role swap, Fiverr were winning round after round, but now that they have the harder side, they're not, you know, getting as many points down. But Rewolf have just now won 2 rounds in a row, so asking for a third, you know, it might be stretching the streak a little bit, but at the same time, they've shown themselves to be capable of doing that. If I was to turn the situation on its head, if I was to turn it upside down, though, after winning 2 rounds in a row, the defenders have to go on the tertiary bomb site. Therefore, it is, you know, simply going to be a weaker bomb site that they're picking, thus increasing Fiverr coaches' chances of winning, you know, simply because of the location of the bombs. It is going to be meeting. By the way, I'm opening up a parenthesis here. When the map just got added back into the competitive map pool, say like 5 months ago at this point, if I was to, you know, make an aggressive guess, the tertiary bomb site was kind of split 50-50 between meeting room and dining room. So half the teams preferred to defend dining, half the other team preferred to go meeting. But it looks like this 50-50 split is, you know, narrowing down, and a lot of the teams, actually, it's been a while since I saw a dining room defense. So yeah, that was like my 2 cents really quick. And let's take a look at Regal's defenses. They are going to be having a top floor presence, because of course they do, right? The extended hold's kind of typical of them. Was that a nitro cell? Wait, Linux, did you? Oh gosh, Linux, why use up a nitro cell? Does he have? No, he doesn't have the shotgun. Okay, so he didn't really have a choice there. But you still could have, you know, called on Fentix or Exile. I assume he has a shotgun. Or even Alvine probably has the impact grenades. No, he has the proximity alert. Okay, so their options may have been a bit limited, but the general point of the nitro cell being a really valuable piece of utility still absolutely does stand. Linux will be receiving a lot of pressure here, but there is no ADS device to block off the flash grenades. That does not matter, since guns always prevail. And he is looking for another one, but the distraction! Oh no! Toothless almost getting a kill, but he does not, barely does not finish up what he started. And now Jello is there to help out. And Jello could fairly easily, for example, breach that window. The angle will be quite steep, but you know, if Toothless moves in the right direction, in the wrong direction rather, he could be exposed. Plus, Lennox will be receiving pressure from that angle. You know, the electric lock can't do too much about that. Plus, it's likely to get destroyed now, since it fell, you know, right in front of the opening. Fonde, he has entered here. Fonde, what are you doing? Oh gosh, that is now just crumbling apart. Fiverr coaches finding themselves in 2v5 situation. Their odds of winning here, well, that round at the very least, are, you know, coming down. And if they lose here, Rewolf will just go back into their primary bomb sites. You know, no matter what the outcome, Rewolf are going back into their primary bomb site. So yeah, the future seems a bit bleak. If Fiverr were to lose that round, they would be in an extremely precarious situation. I'm not sure exactly what Kurt is trying to do. Like, he was moving crouch, almost as if he actively expected an opponent to, you know, pop up at any moment. So I would kind of guess that they're low on intel. For example, Kurt free firing at the top floor, but there's nobody up here. Or yeah, there's a few silhouettes at the top floor. Rather, I am wrong. Still, with 35 seconds remaining on the clock, the smoke canisters can be really valuable. And Putin really hasn't a fighting chance of making this angle work, because the hatch is being watched, so he can't really push in. But that is a nice insertion, triple kill from Kurt. Now they really do have to just clear the hatch that was Jello watching it, or just walk right in when he's not watching the angle. And now the diffuser could actually be planted. Kurt thus is going to have to cover his teammate, but he does not. He fails in doing so, and that's going to be a double by Linux. Rewolf Elite therefore officially being in a match point situation. They can now win this. Yeah, right here. That was a solid play by Linux. Like I said, right? It's the exact embodiment of what I was talking about earlier. You are, you know, starting to get your kills once your back's against the wall. And I don't want to say it's too late by that point, but you're not allowed any mistakes by that point. And said mistakes happened right when Kurt got the double. So yeah, you kind of have to I want to say, push yourselves harder when you're not, you know, sweating bullets. That's kind of the gist of what I have to say here.
10 seconds remain.
Oh gosh, is it just me, or is the replay sound like a bit too low? Wait, let's just hear a gun being fired. I'll increase it by a tiny amount. Yeah, it's too low. Here, that should sound a little bit better. Yeah, audio volumes are kind of hard to guess when you simply see the, you know, just the audio wave in the OBS preview. Okay. Oh, by the way, I hadn't seen this, but Benny Didier Tabarnak, nice name. I gotta say, nice gamer tag, or nice handle rather, has committed a few channel points to the 12-hour stream challenge. So yeah, guys, if we get 10k channel points together, oh no, 100k channel points together, I am going to stream for 12 hours straight. I know this is not exactly what you guys come here for, because you're here to watch the comps and everything, but I figure that might be a nice piece of entertainment. Okay, at this point, Rewolf have officially won 3 rounds in a row. So if they were to win this round, it would be, you know, through a 4-round streak, and that would be a nice achievement that Fiverr can absolutely not claim for themselves. So yeah, I mean, it is more or less a I don't want to say worthless medal, but it doesn't matter by what your best winning streak was. It just matters that you won or that you didn't. But it might still be a nice little, I'm going to say, bragging right that they can get here. Pulse was ready, so that's going to be Alvan receiving a lot of pressure. Fonda is already going to be downed. Could still be revived, of course, right? But it goes to show that even with a hypothetically weak gun, Alvine is still doing a lot of work. And there is a ban wave happening. Oh my lords. Yeah, that is a long ban wave. I got distracted by that. And you know, the funny thing is, it uses up the kill feed kind of chat, if I can call it that. So from time to time, kills get delayed when you have like this kind of crazy kill feed, and it can throw off a few things when you like don't witness the kill, or when you're like guessing. Like if, for example, he tosses a grenade and doesn't look the direction from the guy that's in the direction for where the guy dies. So hey, 1v4 situation, backs against the wall, match point situation. That is a head. That is a head. Oh, Kurt almost choked on that. So now it's just a 1v3, still quite intimidating. 1 minute 20 remaining on the clock, but the shotgun here is going to be extremely dangerous. We Wolf Elite are therefore winning round number 12. Zen with a little, how do you call it? Oh, it's Shaiko. Oh. Okay, yeah, the image was too small for me to properly see. And yeah, Alvine, apparently being the top of his team, didn't top frag, so he must have been playing support on attack or something like that, because he has a lot. He has like what, 300 points more than the second in his team. So he must have been doing a lot of like support work when he was attacking, because of course on defense he was roaming and getting the kills. So let's go for the replays. And Ray saying, "Eat up, Jello." Jello was killed. Was he top fragger? He was top fragger. So yeah, Jello was an absolute beast of a player. That is for damn sure. Okay, so this is gonna be it for the first game. Are the other games of the tournaments played? Yes, they are. Okay. So let's just enter that real quick. Rewolf 1-2-0 maps wise, scores wise, it was 7-5. All in all, a fairly close game. By the way, there is the Olan has contributed a few more points to the challenge. I like it. Zen also. Ray's redeem timeout. Rays, do you want me to time you out for 1 minute? I mean, if you want me to, I'll be happy to oblige. But yeah, you don't see that too often. Raze, where are you, Raze?
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Raze, I don't see you in the like active users list. God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this later on. So if we come back here. Oh yeah, I had hidden this because because reasons. You guys are contributing a lot of points to that channel, to that challenge. So one or two things. First and foremost, let's see the next round of the tournaments. By the way, like I said, Fiverr coaches, they were more or less Vendetta Esports, so there has been a bit of a mix-up. Vendetta were registered, they had done their check-in for some reason, and they're not playing. So by dropping them, somebody's going to have a bye next round. Is going to have a free win, and it's going to be Team Monarch, Monarch, who are not going to be playing. And therefore, no matter what I do, I'm going to be casting a team I have already casted again. So, yeah. Slash coin flip. Like so. Gets first ban. Okay. Second of all. By the way, also, somebody had redeemed the channel points reward ad time earlier on. I said I was going to do it at the end of the game. So I'm going to do this now while we're doing like the little housekeeping items. Fiverr. So yeah, just so you know, it was not me, it was the chat. Okay, but yeah, for real. Timeout requested by Raze. Oh, I could use the bot, actually. I could use the bot to do this. Raze, you're not talking in chat. I cannot, like, find or use your name to... Ah, there, we should have you. Yes, there you are. Okay, Raze, timing you off for 1 minute. There you have it. You think about what you've done. You think about what you have done. And last but not least, I'm just waiting for the 3 minutes delay to catch up to like start the little. It's gonna be a 30 seconds ad, like a really short one, so you don't miss out on the game. In the meantime, here We are coming for your Stife Fiber coaches. You have to ban your maps. What about Mishmash and Rewolf? You guys are doing just great. Okay. Yeah. Let's take a look at this right here. Still waiting for the players to start banning, because, I will be casting Fiverr coaches again. This time against We're Coming for Your Stife. Oh, what a coincidence! They're banning Oregon. They are banning Oregon. Let me just mute this real quick. Yeah, so the bans are underway. Coastline is going to be the next ban that they choose. So yeah, things are starting up. Let me just prepare. No longer Fiber Elite, but We're Coming for Your Stife. What a long name, by the way. What a long name. They had. Yeah, that name overflows. It's just too long. It's just way too long. Okay. Otherwise, how are you guys doing? What a nice Sunday afternoon, or evening. It's the beginning of the evening. Oh gosh, it's so beautiful outside today. We've had a few days of rain this week, so that was a nice day. And I kind of missed all of it because my sleep schedule was fucked, because I've started casting a best of 5 at 7 p.m. yesterday. That was a bit too late in my opinion, but hey. Stuff happens. Mishmash, how are you guys? Your band's going? Okay, so. Okay. Yeah, it's somewhat slow, or somewhat, quiet right now. $30 ad. Where is it? God damn it! It's right now that I have to show it. Oh, this one. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Okay. That is going to be playing. Let's just tag the thing as being complete. Okay. Yeah. So let's invite the players. Skyzy. Skyzy's playing for the team, right? Yeah. Receiving. Yes, so. Okay, yeah, so I was just kind of tapping the Rewolf Elite team wanted to be casted again. Because like they said, Rewolf TV, so the owner is watching the stream. Hey, how are you doing? Congratulations for the victory. Never victory, but victory nonetheless. Unfortunately, I will not be casting them again. Simply put, I'm trying to cast as many different teams as possible. So here it was 50-50. Either I'm casting them again or Fiber coaches again. And I decided to cast Fiber coaches again because We're Coming for Your Stife had asked me to cast them. So I kind of was split 50-50. Didn't really care one way or the other. So yeah, but like if it happens that their next game playing against a team I haven't casted before, say for example they meaning Rewolf Elite, if they play against Team Monarch, for example, I could then cast them again because I will also be covering a team that has not yet been casted. Hey Skyzy, I'm kind of inviting you, but you're in a do not disturb mode, so let's add Austin Fonde. Let's add them. And also, who else is on that roster? Because Skyzy, even though he's supposedly receiving the invites, he doesn't see it. Once again, because of the pesky do not disturb mode. A Buzz, Skyzy, Nayu, Hex, Xen. Okay, so let's try a Buzz instead. He is not in a do not disturb mode, so that should help out a little bit. And the map was Clubhouse. There is that. Let me grab a sip of water because my voice is going to die if I don't drink up a little bit. In the meantime, we're just waiting for the players to join in, right? Kenny, it's hot outside. Yeah, but I mean, that's what summer is all about. I don't know where you're from. I think you're American, right? So here in Canada, or where I live at the very least, like people are just complaining and bitching and moaning about the winter because it's cold. Yeah, right. It is Canadian winter after all. But I mean, the flip side is I don't feel like people are appreciating summer enough if they just bitch and moan about winter all season long. So yeah, that was just, but I gotta say, especially in Quebec, so the French Canadian culture really does love complaining about a lot. Like there's a saying that we don't know what we want, we just know what we don't want. And I gotta say, like you can make, like making fun of other people's might be considered rude, but making fun of yourself is okay. That is truly one of the aspects of the culture that I don't like too much about where I'm from. There sometimes there seems to be, and I think like everybody does that from time to time, but there seems also to be kind of a culture where people kind of enjoy being mediocre. Like when you were in high school, like everybody has this one anecdote where you were comparing grades against like your classmates, and you say, oh, I got a bad grade, oh, I got an even worse grade, and it kind of becomes a competition of who has the worst grades. Like being the dumbest kid in the class is some kind of reward, or it's some kind of challenge. So yeah, rant aside, Austin Fondy, are you guys running in? Let's just take a look at the Discord. Also, by the way, this is something we're always working on to increase the size of our team. It's all about getting as many admins, casters, members as possible. For example, right here, if I was to get a protest, if there was to be a problem or an issue in another game, since I'm the only one here tonight, I would have to stop casting and to take a look at what's happening on the other side before I was to be able to come back. And that might be a bit annoying. So yeah, we're always looking for more admins, but also casters. And, talking about by me casting Work and Move for Your Life, I'm not casting Rewolf Elite. I have found, and I'm in the process of forming and preparing another caster with the hopes that if it's not next week, in 2 weeks, then he is going to be here, and that would have hypothetically solved the issue for us tonight. So I wanted just to point that out as well. And Fonde is finally here. Awesome. Fonde, by the way, your team was picking sides, so would you like to attack or to defend first here on Clubhouse? Awesome. So, Skyzy, you can pick the blue team. That's... okay. So, let's just rename the teams. The good news is I'm not going to have to, rename the top... the map and overlay. So, We're Coming for Your Life is going to be way too long. That is never going to fit into the Rainbow Six UI because there's a characters limit. So, let's just use an acronym. ACFYS It's just way too long of a name. Way too long. Favorite coaches. Awesome. So that means we should be good to go as soon as Skyzy is back from the toilets and as soon as the 2 remaining Fiverr guys join in. Let's just type all that good stuff in the caster's notebook. Tonight is the 23rd of the 8th month of the 2020. Though typing the or writing down the year might be a bit overkill. Cerberus tournament. It is going to be a clubhouse game. We are coming for your Stive against Fiverr coaches. If we have to rehost, the players I'll have to reinvite are going to be Abaz and Fonde. And then the band operators are going to be added later on. Okay, awesome. Lunaski has followed the channel. Hey, Lunaski, appreciate it, my man. Welcome to the community. I hope you enjoyed your stay. And yeah, guys, give him a warm welcome. Yeah, I am just waiting for the players to join in, and since there's a 3-minute delay, it's kind of hard to sustain or to hold a conversation with you guys, so let's just tilt the camera a bit lower down. Yeah, that's right. Woopu is here as an admin if anything was to happen. Looking at the ceiling, it looks like this camera seems to be crooked a little bit. If I was to use the ceiling as like a reference line of what's supposed to be straight. So let's just do, god damn it, just tilt to the side, will you? Let's do this, I guess. Looks good. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, up until yesterday that I look like I'm sweating profusely as if it's like really hot in here, but it's really just the lightning that is the lighting that is cranked to 11. Because if I don't, the camera is gonna look god awful. So yeah, I'm not like drenching my mic in sweat or anything, but I do see how I really do appear to be full of sweat. Wow. Yeah, true. Woopu is here, and Woopu, I am glad to say that I don't need you in the sense that we don't have any protests or any problems ongoing. There was this one ad one time about like a guy sitting at a desk doing nothing, and then the ad says we're working hard so that he doesn't have to, and then it zooms out and he's like the complaints department, as in our job is so good that you're not even gonna have to like call us or anything because you're gonna be satisfied. And I'm just using that context or that scenario to apply to the players here. You guys are not asking for any questions, help, protests, or any disagreements, right? So it makes our job a lot easier, or in that instance Whoopo's job a lot easier. So I do appreciate it. So Fiverr, are your 2 remaining guys joining in? Awesome, thanks. Is it just me, or okay? It might be a bit small. Let's use that overlay real quick just so I can show you guys properly. Hello. Right here. Actually, no, you can't see because of the face cam. I might maybe be able to use that scene then. Okay, let's just remove like the camera and the. Countdown right here. I don't know if it's because the countdown is disabled, if that lobby can exist forever and ever, or simply if it's like just a visual glitch, and if we have like a limited or set amount of time to start the game before we get kicked out without realizing it, basically, is what I'm a bit afraid of, to be honest. But that shouldn't be too big of an issue. Should not be too big of a deal. So yeah. How you guys doing? I want to talk with the chat. I'm out of things to say. If I had a co-host, it would be so easy to just bounce ideas or bounce, a subject off of one another. So let's just look at it this way. Who are you guys rooting for? Who do you think, or who do you expect to see winning the game tonight? Not just the game, but like the tournament as a whole. Because if we look at the standings, Vendetta, they're not really playing. So we have 5 teams here. We're coming for your Stife. We're going to be casting them right here. We Wolf Elite and Mishmash Gaming, who have... we coming for your Stife. They came off a bye, so they got a free win. Maybe they're a bit overmatched here, but that's going to be up to this game right here to see. Other than that, Rewolf and Mishmash are great teams. Team Monarch, they are not exactly new. They've played, I think, once or twice. They've played, I think, once or twice. Let me check. Team Monarch. Because it's not their first appearance. I don't find them right here real quick. Oh, I think they've played a few times, but they never finished. So therefore, they never got included into the standings. So I see both teams are ready. So without further ado, good luck, have fun. Clubhouse, we're coming for your side, starting on offense. 5 of our coaches starting on defense. May the best team win. And I've hit S. I've hit S. The lobby should start. There we go. And we are a go. Let me just... Why is there no game sound? Oh, yeah. When you have like a complete mixing board, sometimes it gets overwhelming. Like there's just a one button that's supposed to enable the audio track that was not enabled, and that can break everything. Okay, operator bans. Let's take a look at this. I want to say Clubhouse is becoming stale. Maybe it is really predictable. At the very least, it is really predictable. Maverick, let me guess. Thatcher, if not Jackal. If not, I'm gonna be very surprised. And Thatcher, here we go. But I wanna say, to me it feels like banning Maverick and Thatcher is becoming increasingly, I don't want to say useless, but optimistic. Take, especially if Kid is banned as well, take just about any... Just to parler en anglais, c'est difficile. 5 of our coaches are American. So I am still going to be casting in English, yes. And finally, Clash is going to get banned. Yeah, thing is, if you look at, for example, the half-roof wall on CCTV, Zofia, Ash, Buck, anybody with a nade that can time it correctly, or IQ, or anybody with a gun, to be honest, can destroy the bandit batteries from afar. On the other hand, if you look at, for example, the balcony for gym, the obvious weakness would become then the gym window. The hatches can be destroyed fairly easily with like thermites. If you put like the hatch in kitchen, for example, you just put the exothermic charge right next to the hatch, and then electrifying it becomes a moot point. Moto is kind of the exception to the rule, but here with Cade being banned, then Thermite and Hibana will be unironically capable of opening up the hatch. So to be honest, I don't know if it really does make a major difference, because there are now so many hard-reaching operators. I mean, for example, they've just added not Lion, but Ace. They've added Ace to the game. Next season, he's going to be allowed. He's going to be added into the competitive, operator map pool, or operator pool, rather. I know with Sam Fisher making an appearance, that's also going to be further increasing the hard-reaching, I want to say, efforts or capabilities. And it really seems to me like Ubisoft wants to shift the meta over to make it easier for the attackers to hard breach, and thus to make it easier for the attackers all around. Might just be an impression, right? I mean, the defense is also receiving new operators every single time. The Lucy is notoriously annoying, and she does have her place. Let's just take a moment to acknowledge that Fiverr coach favorite coaches rather, they are going here in the bedroom side first and foremost, and that is something you don't see too often. It is, it would be considered a tertiary bomb site, and my guess here would be they're trying to throw off their opponents. Like, we're coming for your Slife would expect to either be attacking CCTV or the basement, and their composition should in theory reflect that. I am somewhat surprised to see a sledge, considering what I just said, to be honest. But other than that, I mean, the strategy does, generally speaking, does make sense. Other than that, so yeah, now they're gonna have to kind of shoehorn their operators into a strategy that maybe they're not too ready for. For example, right here, of course, there is going to be there's no ADS device, but yeah, no, Ash is going to be fairly easily capable of destroying the embedded batteries. And how was Hibana not aware that there's electricity here? Like, Ash, shh, Ogzen is so afraid that somebody pops out from the CCTV window. That is why he's not shooting on the electricity. Because if not, I mean, it's going to be trivially easy for him to shoot it down, right? Yeah, and... Oh, no, Toothless! Has Toothless shot it down? No, that was Ash, wasn't it? Because Toothless was kind of shooting at a drone at the same time. I was wondering if he, like, didn't aim properly or anything like that. Ultimately, the how and the why is going to be moot. The point is, the hard breaching wall has been opened, or the hard breaching phase has been a success. Still, that doesn't mean that the defense is going to be hard pressed. Not by a long shot, actually. I mean, we're already down to roughly a minute on the counter. I mean, yeah, I'm running up quite aggressively. I'm running down, actually, quite aggressively. But, yeah, do you have here? That is a silhouette. No, Hibana was just running from the other side. Now, opening this could also further increase the chance of the attacker. Skyzy here is going to get the first kill. But the natural assault could be really dangerous. If he is going to see maybe Thermite up there... Is Thermite going to be aware of the Nitro Cell's positioning? Because Abuz can't walk in, right? Oh, no, it's going to be a miss, unfortunately. And now Toothless is still there. He could still be dangerous, but he wants to run back up. And, yeah, the staircase could be watched fairly easily, so it could be dangerous. Skyzy here getting another kill. Oh, yeah, that is a good shot for Toothless. He's looking for a double. That was Diffuser lost. Xen, last player alive, 1v3 situation, but no. Of course not. Fiverr Coaches winning round number 1. So yeah, playing the disinformation card, kind of trying to offset your attackers, your opponents, by going at the unexpected bomb site. It absolutely did work out pretty well here, I gotta say. Hats off to them for doing this. And here we go with the replays. We are now up to 21% for the 12-hour stream, guys. Yeah, so he has contributed another 570 points. I know exactly when I'm going to do it if you guys manage to get the points together. At this rate, you're absolutely going to manage it, by the way. When I intend to do it would be the weekend of the 12th and 13th of September. So it's going to be the weekend after the playoffs, actually. Oh, geez, 3,000. Wow. Yeah, so the history behind that date in particular is because I'm going to be hosting a private LAN at my place. It's not going to be like a crazy big LAN or anything. Our defense going to be Brisman. Just had to write that down in the caster's notebook. Yeah, so I'm going to be inviting 4 other players in my place. Actually, for the anecdote, Skyzy is going to be coming. So the IQ here, that's why I was jumping into his POV, alongside with a few other guys, and we're all going to be playing on those, you know, white folding tables in my basement. And I am receiving a poke. Captain Ribble TV. Why am I not seeing Fiverr Coach in the ranking? Wait. Give me half a second. I'm receiving, you know, I'm being poked on Discord, like I said. Since I'm kind of the admin here, I'm responding to that. So let's keep an eye out on that. I have not really watched the initial setup here too much, so let's just recap this real quick. There's going to be a yokai drone in the dirt tunnel here. Not a photo. Tuck. Yes, so give me a half a sec. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, so that was just a small confusion that has been cleared up with actually the owner of Rewolf TV, or of the Rewolf Elite. So yeah, what I was talking about, I'm going to talk about that next round, because now the action is bound to happen pretty quickly. Reinforcements here with rotation holes on that side. This is quite unique, or you don't see this every single round. Reinforcements here and there. The hatches, of course, are going to be reinforced, but without a kid, it's going to be really hard. I mean, you can still impact tricks maybe here, but for Moto, there's not too much that can be done, right? So there is that. And if not, the yokai drones can be interesting. Right here, 2+ mage will be receiving a lot of damage, and he is going to be falling down, unfortunately, because of course you are therefore going to be losing the Eli cameras. So that is not too helpful, if I can say so myself. Nayu is now going to be trying to get another kill. Of course, the verticality was a good success for him. But all in all, it looks like, you know, a few attackers will be coming in from that angle. Oh, with the electricity, they couldn't open up here, but the left-hand wall. And it looks like Austin wants to deny that. He tried his best, but we still heard, you know, a few Excaros blowing up. I would assume the opening is fairly small. If they have a lot of luck, they could maybe, like, crawl through the opening. But that would not be a sound, you know, decision, especially considering that you would be like in the middle of the corridor, and that the default camera, the building's camera, has not yet been destroyed. Let's underline that for a second. Xen here is alongside Tabaz going to be the last player alive, and now he is last player alive. Now with 5 seconds on the clock, he has to get the 4 kills. He gets 1. There's somebody behind that wall on the left side. There's also another guy. The round was lost. Like let's be honest with ourselves. The round was lost at that point, but still he tried. And to be honest, like I cannot really fault Ash there. The problem isn't Ash herself, but like his teammates dying around her to put her in that position in the first place. Yeah, so Wupu saying, imagine not inviting me. I've been doing this a few times now. Actually, it's going to be the third time doing a private LAN at my place. Twice last year, and then of course with the COVID situation, like the in-person gatherings had to be kind of put on hold. And yeah, so if I was to come back to that, we are going to be playing in the basement on those white folding tables, and we're going to be streaming this. But it would be a regular stream, except for the fact that like my teammates are standing next to me. It wouldn't be that unique, or it wouldn't be that special, except we're all going to be having our computer stream our perspective on the local network to like my streaming PC, which is then going to be streaming on the channel, and everybody will have a USB foot pedal, and when they're going to be like hitting the pedal, it is going to jump the stream on their POV. Therefore, you know, right before you get into some action, the guys are going to be, you know, showing what they're doing, and it's going to be a multi-perspective stream. It is going to be so amazing, so epic, full of action. Like, you're never going to see someone droning, or you're never going to see someone just holding an angle. It's always going to be like the entry fraggers. When they're dead, then somebody else is going to take their POV, right? So I look forward to this again. It's been too long. It's been way too long, and that's going to be happening in 3 weeks.
A bomb has been located.
Okay. Like I said, right, the Ash can super easily destroy the batteries. And, you know, Kurt here has already lost two batteries by doing so. But it's not at the end of everything, because he still has 2 more. I mean, he didn't place the down, for example, to protect the reinforced wall towards construction. Nayu getting a nice kill. Oh, that was Putin, so keeping your smoke alive till the last seconds of the round could be important. But yeah, that is not going to happen here. Plus, the opening in the floor kind of made Kurt a bit, you know, unsure about himself, so he had to pay attention. Toothless being a dangerous roamer. Let's see exactly what he's going to be doing here. Yeah, now you knew about him, unfortunately. That is going to be the end. Toothless Mage, and therefore you're gonna be seeing a 3v5 situation. But here, Fonde clutching this first kill for the defense, bringing this back down, and Kurt also getting a nice kill. And yeah, we're back to an equilibrium state. 3v3 it is gonna be. And it looks like we're not yet done. Fonde was shooting, but that was just a drone, so false alert on that front. Though, yeah, every attacker is kind of holding the same angle, so we are going to be needing to move out a little bit, because if not, it is going to be really easily done for the defenders to just choke that push. Which is why you have, I believe it is Xen right here, like contemplating a garage push. There is a pest somewhere. Can we see it? It's got eaten up, hasn't it? On the right hand side, but he knew Austin was there. Nice shot. Xen also entered through stock, but of course, I mean, Austin is now no longer at play. So really, Kurt is going to be the first line of defense. Let's see exactly how that plays out. If not, you also do have Fonda here. Yeah, Kurt is holding the angle, but he's kind of expects somebody to come up from the red stairs, which, you know, looking at it, doesn't seem to be too likely. I mean, Xen could walk up there, but for the time being, the real danger is going to be Hex and Abuz. They're ready to you know, funnel in. That's going to be a first kill. Abuz looking for the refresh, but that does not happen. 19 seconds remaining on the clock. It is going to have to happen pretty quickly. Actually, Xen has walked up red stairs, and he is now ready to put pressure on the OBJ. He is flashing, but that was just a distraction right here. Abuz getting an important kill. He could now start planting, and he's going to have to do so. Kurt, last player alive, gets a first kill. He's going to have to deny the plant. It worked. 3 seconds. He just has to survive, you know, play chicken with his opponent. But no, Abuz does get the kill at the last moment. We're coming for your Stife, winning round number 3. That was their first point in the bag, and that was a nice ending to the round. Wow. What a round. What a round is all I have to say, but I say this way too often, but I mean it every single time.
Reloading.
Yeah, also let's just what was the guy's it's yeah, okay.
15 seconds remaining. 10 seconds remaining.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, just to respond to what you said on Discord. Yeah, Fiverr kind of are Vendetta. As far as the Cerberus tournaments are concerned, I don't think Vendetta will be playing again, or like the original or, you know, current roster. So I am going to be kind of transitioning Vendetta towards oh, the replays are still playing. Gosh, I'm gonna be transitioning Vendetta towards Fiverr coaches, like the points. I mean, Fiverr are gonna be taking the points, and if Vendetta were to resurface, and if they were to ask to, you know, keep the points and continue playing under the like original team, it's gonna put us into a bit of a sticky situation. I will deal with that situation when it arrives. We'll be reverting like the initial agreement of like giving them the points. But yeah, there are like 2 teams, but they're like 1 set of players, so it is kind of, you know, sticky. It's a sticky situation. That shield, I gotta say, is quite nifty, because I mean, holding this angle is always really dangerous. You have like 4 doorways, right? You can be pushed from here, from garage, from beneath. Without talking about verticality. I mean, if you are already into CCTV, there's no point in reaching the floor to shoot down, but still, that is hypothetically a possibility. Which is why holding the landing is really dangerous, really tricky every single time. But they're sticking to it, and it works really well, I want to say. For some time, at the very least. Now, of course, the attackers have full control of the area, and, you know, it costs maybe 30 seconds. Thing is, ultimately, I mean, IQ is going to be able to destroy the batted batteries. Therefore, now the wall is going to be easily destroyed. And Buzz right here is going to be reached at. Oh gosh, is it just me or Austin going down? Austin's going down. That was a double kill. We missed it, but oh gosh, Double kill in total, 3 kills for him. He could get the ace, to be honest. And Zen seems to be aware of that. Like he's watching the angle like a hawk, really scared of being peeked. That is what he is. Right here, that opening can be used to great effect, but it was just a distraction. Toothless now kind of stealing the possibility of getting the ace to Austin, but nothing too major to be had here. Buzz, on the other hand, is going to have to pull off said ace, because if not, he is going to be done for, and he is going to be done for. Toothless with 2 kills, and that's going to give the orange team a flawless round, actually. Yeah. So let's go with the replays. I have so many different things to manage at once. It is crazy. But I hope you guys enjoy it at the very least. Like, from time to time, I'm gonna have to put a pause to the casting side of things because I have to turn my attention to something else and to check this or that. But right now, things are still going pretty well, I want to say. Yeah. Okay. So now that everything is running smoothly, let's get back into the game. This is now going to be round number 5. So it was another CCTV defense, which this time has worked out actually for 5 of our coaches. Meaning that they now have like a 2 points lead, and you know, it doesn't feel like it, but because you know, it feels like the game is still very young, but we are still approaching like the half-point mark, right? The roll swap is coming up in 2 rounds, and we're coming for your scythe are, you know, at a bit of a disadvantage. Actually, this is a question I'm getting asked from time to time. Maybe you guys are wondering it right now, but not asking it out loud. What are the MMRs here today? So it looks like I was thinking, Skyzy, are you not ranked? No, so it's going to be gold, it's going to be platinum, Xen's platinum as well, a Buzz, platinum 3, and Hex is gold 2. On the other hand, I know that they're spawning, so let's make this quick. Toothless, platinum 2, Fonde, platinum 1, actually. Wow, great job. P2, and Putin is going to be diamond. Wait, Putin, you're diamond? How are you not top dragon? Okay, so if we were just to look at the MMR side of things, we can check out that favorite coaches do have the upper hand. But let's wait to see the role swap to make a definite judgment, because the role swap can still change or mix things up. It is rare, admittedly, but some teams are still way better at attacking than they are at defending. And right now, as we can see, the attackers, so we're coming for your scythe, they are working hard to get a complete sweep of the top floor going to make sure that they're not going to have any nasty surprises waiting up for them. It is a necessary precaution. We of course know that there's no defender up here, so we kind of see it as maybe time being spent but ultimately wasted. Of course they themselves cannot know it, so they are going to be doing this, and their sweep is quite thorough, so even though it's not going to yield anything, the practice or the execution of it is still quite beautiful. But now that we know nobody is up here, it is going to be a bit of pressure that's going to be mounting on the OBJ itself. Vertical pressure, that is, thanks to Nayu. And here Toothless is right beneath him, so Toothless could be quite dangerous. But let's wait and see before we make a definite judgment on that. And Nitrocell has been stuck to the ceiling. That was Fonde. Fonde with a nice Nitro. That's going to be the kill on Nayu. And, you know, Nayu playing Sledge. That allows, therefore, the attackers to no longer be too capable of opening up, vertical lines of sights. And, therefore, it's going to be alleviating the pressure. But Zen is kind of working hard on not letting that pressure just evaporate into thin air. He was looking into a horizontal firefight, but the defense was ready for this. I'm not sure exactly who was firing back, but somebody was. Right here, Thermite opening up the hatch, so this is going to be another line of sight, or another front line, another arm to the push being opened. Zen working hard here, still going at it, in the main doorway here. Once again, not making any progress, unfortunately. But yeah, the timer is running out. It's been a stagnating situation for way too long at this point, you know, from the perspective of the attackers, because the timer is running extremely low. A buzz has dropped. He's gonna have to get the diffuser planted, but of course, right, Austin's gonna prevent that from happening as much as he can. He does not get the kill on Skyzy here. That could be really dangerous. He gets the final kill though, because that was super important, considering that if not, the diffuser could maybe even have been planted. But luckily it was not the case, thanks to his other teammates who were capable of like, denying all of that access to the bomb site. I think we all had, yeah, we only witnessed like 2 kills here, or the final kill cam and the replay for the final kill cam. So let's not jump into the replays this round. So yeah, that was a church defense that was a good success for Firework coaches. All in all, what can I say? They are getting a nice and really comfortable lead against We're Coming for Your Stuff. So I do hope for their sake that the role swap is going to help them out tremendously, because the way things are looking right now, there's unfortunately not too much hope for Fiverr coaches. Fiverr coaches who, after winning 2 rounds in a row, will be defending bedroom again. We saw them have a really good success there the first time around, or you know, like the very first round, but that maybe hinged on the surprise factor a little bit. This time they're not going to have set advantage. So let's see exactly how they're going to go at it when, you know, there's no advantage or no surprise to be had. Other than that, there is going to be the hologram here, but it should be a castle, to be honest, in that doorway, because if not, the bandit batteries are really sorely exposed. Or maybe a deployable shield. Admittedly, Putin still has a shield in his inventory, so he might maybe bring it, but no, it's going to be put down on the bed itself here. I'm quite curious also as to what angle especially this is supposed to cover, because, I mean, if somebody was to hide behind the shield to, you know, sustain a firefight through the window, then he would be sorely exposed, because he would have his back to that doorway. So, yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest. Not sure at all. In the meantime, oh no, but he is truly going to be just sitting on the bed here. Yeah, to be honest, like, as long as his teammates still have control of, like, cash room and construction, they don't really need to be too scared about the other angle. That could be quite dangerous, and it is going to be. It's going to yield nice results. Another frag will be launched, but you know that was just not needed. Putin getting a kill on Skyzy at the same time, but ultimately Abuzz's heart breaching is going to succeed. So now we have a possible entryway into the objective, but you know the angle still has to be worked on, because Hex lost a lot of health, didn't, you know, make any headway. So, you know, figuratively speaking, opening up the door is but the beginning. That angle here from Toothless is extremely interesting. I didn't exactly know that it existed, actually. The diffuser being lost right here is going to be extremely dangerous, but he's no longer there, is he? No, he rotated out a long time ago. Therefore, Hex can recover the diffuser, but he does not pick it up. Oh, why? Why? Because, I mean, now he is an OBJ. Granted, planting, as things stands right now, would be a suicide mission. But still, he gets a nice kill. Natural Cell here indicates that the defenders are aware of his general position, though the Natural Cell was off by a lot. And there's going to be Toothless right here in the at the pool table, but Austin actually gets that kill, leaving us with Hex, last player alive. What can he do? Things are not looking too great. He was shooting too high. Oh no, he was too little too high. But hey, nice try all around. Kurt is gonna get the final kill, and Kurt also was shooting high a little bit. So that's why, you know, Hex didn't die at the very beginning of that firefight. But yeah, nicely done, nicely done. At this point, there is a solid advantage for Fiverr coaches. So, like I said, We're Coming for Your Stuff are kind of backs against the wall. They have still a reasonable shot at winning it, but yeah, it's not going to be guaranteed, you know, and that's kind of the problem, I feel like. But hey, the role swap has just happened right now. And if it was to work any kind of magic, now would be a great time to see said magic, happening, or said magic at work.
Attackers need to locate and
So let's
defuse
take a look
bomb.
at that. We're coming for your Stife, unlike favorite coaches, are going to go the expected route of defending CCTV first. And you're looking at the composition, favorite coaches, what they're doing is somewhat interesting. Like they're playing Thermite, Hibana, Font. Yeah, their composition would be well equipped to handle that bomb site. A Montaigne could have maybe been interesting, considering Garage Catwalk. But, interesting and mandatory are two totally different things. Electricity and reinforcements here, reinforcement there, ADS devices, jammer on that wall. Above is also reinforcing here. Skyzy was deploying the barbed wire underneath, because I was thinking, hey, that, when you deploy an evil eye camera, it usually doesn't do that sound. Oh, wait, somebody is also barricading a door. Or somebody was, yeah, right here, Skyzy's doing this. Does it imply that you want to keep an extended hold? Yeah, there's a rotation hole here. I have rarely seen this kind of setup before. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen here.
Bomb located by attackers.
I do know, however, that Abuz has lost, a decent amount of health. So this is a bad beginning for him. He's still alive, all things considered. It's nothing, too dramatic, but he is going to be low. Skyzy has been outgunned. And yeah, we're coming for your Stifle already, being pushed back slowly. But surely they're going to have to be, a bit more cautious. Austin Fonde will likely be destroying the bandit batteries pretty quickly. Actually, it's already happened since, of course, Putin here was able to hard breach the wall. And now he's going to be looking for these nifty little angles. For the time being, he's not going to find anybody. But that's not exactly the end goal, because you really do not expect the defenders to be peeking you in, this kind of advantageous situation. The real danger is if somebody else causes a rotation. Imagine Toothless Mage shooting at the asphyxiating bolt and thus forcing somebody to run away. Then you would have Putin to receive that rotation and to react to it accordingly. But if and until that happens, we are going to be finding ourselves in a 4v5 situation. For the time being, the defense still has a really strong control over OBJ. Like, I really don't see fiber coaches just walking right into it, even though they have a numerical advantage. But here will be receiving some pressure. Fonde, with the impact nade, he did steal a lot of health away from Abuz. That could be dangerous really quickly. The fire is being shot, but at the wrong angle. The drone, however, will realize exactly where he is. Oh no, they don't know where he is. That could be a double kill. Oh no, he was potatoing. He was potatoing. So hey, Kurt, nicely done. Nice reaction. Good flick shot. That's gonna be a solid kill. Because with nobody watching Garage now, it's basically the angle is open to use, and Austin is working on that. So he can cut off a lot of rotations here. And that could potentially enable the diffuser to be planted. Like, look at this. They have Hex and Zen by the red stairs, so they can be cut off, from the garage door or garage window. Hex is going to come down. That natural side could be dangerous, but no, the rotation was being watched. Fonde with an amazing flank watch. Nayu, nice kill here. Zen will have to work on it as well. Neither have a nitro cell remaining. Actually, Zen does not have a nitro cell at all. Zen no longer has nitro cell. Nayu doesn't have one to begin with. And a lot of bullets will be exchanged here. Nothing will connect though. But the attackers have pulled back, and they have some nifty angles. To be honest, like, it's not going to be easy at all for the defenders to destroy that diffuser. They're going to have to drop down, get the kills, then run back up. It is going to be time costly, right? And that is going to be a problem. They are going to be sticking it. He gets a first kill, looking for a second one. That works out flawlessly. Because I was thinking to myself, I mean, if you're even stuttering for, one or two bullets, that might be, the slight edge they need. But no, the first bullet through the floor still went through Xen's head. It was a headshot after all, right? So, good job. And that is going to be a match point situation. We're coming for our side for being beaten badly here. How unfortunate. So yeah, Hex with the natural cell came in clutch, but the right idea still had a poor execution. He was not even, thinking about Fonde being here. Fondy, he himself was absolutely ready to receive the pressure. So, you know, lack of intel ultimately is kind of what led to the to Fiverr coaches. Even just here, they didn't know where the attackers went once the diffuser was planted, and they were running around looking for them and not doing anything in the in the meantime, up until they had to just try it because the timer was running critically low. So yeah, it's not looking too great. I mean, 6-1 scoreline. This is a dire situation. Fiverr coaches are actually looking for your Stife. Realistically, I don't expect them to win like 5 rounds in a row, and therefore an overtime situation seems next to impossible. They're still trying some unique things. I mean, for example, that right here looks like a really odd rotation hole. Maybe they're gonna have to crouch within crawl through it. If not, it's really just meant to open up lines of sight. And yeah, so once again, it looks like we're gonna have an extended hold of some sorts to be displayed. But how exactly is it gonna happen, and what's exactly unique about it? Yeah, okay, you can still walk or crouch through it. In the meantime, Fiverr coaches, neat angle. What's he standing on? Oh, the police cruiser. Okay. Nobody was going to peek that angle anyway. Putin here looking for a pair of feet, not finding anything. Once again, there's no surprise there. That's going to be Fondy getting the drone in here. Skyzy getting her first kill on Toothless Mage. I'm somewhat surprised there because Skyzy was here last time around as well. Therefore, he shouldn't have had any advantage of surprise. So yeah, Toothless, I didn't see the firefight. Don't know exactly how it went down. But yeah, I wouldn't have expected him to get a kill that quickly, to be honest. Ultimately, that doesn't matter too much. Putin was able to open up the reinforced wall. Now he's looking for a buzz. A buzz, of course, is not going to peek. Oh, that's why he was opening up the top of the wall during the preparation phase. So yeah, as long as the buzz doesn't stand up, Putin cannot get the kill. There's no way in hell he gets that. Oh, being quite aggro, could maybe get a kill on Zen, or Hex rather, but no, Hex is gonna fall back. Skyzy will fall to Kurt's fire. Le mute qui court pour rien alors qu'il peut juste toss un C4 par-dessus. That is kind of true. He didn't have to run down to toss the C4, he could have just tossed it from above. Interesting point. Interesting point. Yeah, Putin's still really absolutely looking for a buzz not peeking, not exposing himself, and things are looking decently good for him. We're coming for your Stife. Like, they've only lost 8 players, you know, some distraction has been made towards their defenses. So yeah, the defenses have been grinded down partially only. Numerical advantage for the defense as well. Here Fondy does have the diffuser. It looks to me like they had to recover it. But now that they're back in there, it could get planted pretty quickly. Let's take a look at the defensive setup. Having both Neo and Hex here, they can easily turn around. Xen no longer has a Nitro Cell, and of course, if not, Abaz also does have the nifty cross angle. And if not, it's also going to be the Evil Eye cameras, who are somewhat unlikely to get an actual kill because they're going to get destroyed pretty easily. But they can still be extremely pesky. For example, here a magnet has eaten up an impact grenade. I want to say, right? Fonde. I was wondering if it had brought the grenade close enough to the Evil Eye to get it destroyed. That wasn't the case. A buzz dies as we speak though, so it does not really matter since the Evil Eyes no longer are a threat. And Xen, with no Nitro Cell, cannot really just hang around at the first floor. He's gonna have to run back up. And now that the fuse is being planted, the pre-fire is going to be extremely important to get the kill. Double kill, nicely done. Fonde has now to run in for the kill. 3 seconds remaining, and you know, now you just has to wait it out. And imagine a lucky headshot here connecting. That would have been crazy. But no, we're coming for your Scythe, are going to win the round, and they will stay in the game for, at the very least, 1 more round. Let's just remind ourselves that this was a match point situation, so losing here would have been the end of it. But like I said, luckily for the blue team, it was not the case. They won, and they're keeping on playing.
Attackers have dropped the bomb. Attackers.
Since this game is coming to an end, I'm just curious, real quick. Is it game to mishmash and re-riff over? No. Of course, that game was, or this game right here is somewhat one-sided. So, assuming you have a reasonably balanced game, it's not going to go by too quickly. I see. Okay. So, if we get back to this round right here, round number 9. This time the defense, of course, won, so they're going to have to go somewhere else, and you will not be too surprised to see that it's going to be a church hole. What kind of composition can you expect coming off of church? Wait, Zen not reinforcing? Did Abuz tell him to cancel that or anything? Now you will be going at the top floor, so of course that is going to be the hatches being reinforced. What else can we expect? There's no Valkyrie, which was not banned, by the way. So I'm maybe a tiny bit surprised to not see her. Other than that, nothing too major. Xen with the mutes. He's not gonna put a mute jammer there, of course, because that would be a crazy easy, a stupidly easy way of having it destroyed. Oh, Mishmash Wolf have just finished that game. The score has just been entered. Skyzy will be hanging out. Oh, that could be a crazy good spawn kill. And that's going to be a kill on Fonde. Fonde was top fragger, wasn't he? Yeah, 12 kills. This is an extremely strong pick to get. And oh, just to add insult to injury, he's going to be reinforcing afterwards. Of course, Austin will be extremely prudent here. But no kill is going to happen. Simply put, Skyzy is no longer there. He's now roaming at the top floor. And that can really drag the attackers in a wild goose chase. Because like, if he gets spotted and runs away, well then Fiverr coaches will have to like find his position again, and they're gonna have to track him down, especially since there's no Jackal in the composition right now. Oh no, they seem to know he's there. He's not gonna get flashed, but Austin's not really gonna act on it, right? There's gonna be another flash there. They're in garage. He's looking for thermite, and that does not work out too great for him, unfortunately. So there you have it. Putin will remain alive. And that is going to be a good anti-roaming game. Yeah, this is kind of this is what was not supposed to happen if you were rooting for Skyzy. He should have stayed. He should have stayed a bit more mobile. Should have managed, or should have tried at the very least, to not get spotted out, or as soon as he gets spotted out, to lose the attackers. I mean, for example, okay, he didn't have a shotgun, couldn't really have opened up the hatch and dropped down there, but there's a few windows from which you can jump down. You know, breaking off the firefight here, for example, could have jumped down that window right here and run right into the kitchen area, for example. If not, I've never seen this personally, but it would not be too surprising to, for example, destroy that or that window, run down here, and run right into the main entrance there. Okay, granted, you would be tagged, your position would be known, but like the attackers will be at the top floor, and you're already down there. You can, you know, link back up into the objective, or you could maybe roam around the strip club area, or maybe even harass a kitchen, as of course, right, the bomb off thermite, or working on the hatches as we speak. So that could have been a potential possibility. Toothless, you know, why have you tossed the fire there? Must have been a magnet, because there's like no reason in hell why he would want to cut off the access to the doorway for himself. But that is not going to apply to Putin himself. Therefore, the opening is going to be created. Impact nades have been attempted, but no, that was not good enough apparently. And yet, we're going to have a nice kill by Toothless, who is looking for another one. That doesn't work out. No, you, last player alive, has to fall back. 1v4 situation, 15 seconds on the clock. There's an Ash right here. He does not realize that. Fiverr coaches winning the game. And that is going to be a GG's for We're Coming for Your Scythe. Once again, WACYF, WACYS. Shorten that name down, please. It's just too long to say out loud. Hi Zug, by the way, how are you doing, my man? I didn't expect to see you tonight. Happy to see you, but I didn't expect you. Yeah, let's go with the replays. Let's get this game in the bag. That was the previous round. So you have 2 rounds worth of replays. Sorry about that, eh?
10 seconds remaining.
I want to say the funny thing is, since yeah, there's a third round.
Operators, you have run
Like
out of
you
time.
can see them in Battlefy. I'm gonna send you a screenshot to show you what I was talking about. It maybe is gonna help you next weeks as well. So now we're beginning the replays of this week, or of this round actually. Let me just get him his screenshot. send him
Attackers have
this.
dropped the bomb. Attackers recover. 10 seconds remaining. Attackers bomb. 5 seconds remaining. Operators, you have run out of
Okay,
time.
yeah. So without further ado, yeah. First and foremost, Zug, how are you doing, my man? Let's get that. Oh wait, oh gosh, the gameplay screen is not exactly at the same spot. Okay, yeah. So let's just type that in. It was a 7-2, valiant effort. Wow, that logo is my old logo, which I didn't like too much, to be honest. Yeah, so that is going to be it for this round. Let's generate round number 3. So, Rewolf, I would have casted you, but you have a buy. Okay. No, I don't want to reset it. I want to tell the players, like, this is how you do this and that. Map bands work like this. Coin flip. I believe Fiverr have gotten, like, the first ban all 3 rounds tonight. Like so. / coin flip. And we're coming for your stuff. Have first ban. Okay, let's see if Team Monarchs are there, because some teams sometimes just like maybe go AFK, or they came off of buy, so maybe they're not there. Let's poke them on Discord if needed. Team Monarch. Do I have him on Discord? I do. Okay. Awesome. In the brackets, yeah, I am going to be casting We're Coming for Your Life yet again, because I want to cast Team Monarch, since they actually, I have not casted Mishmash, nor have I casted Monarch, though I've casted Fiverr twice. So instead of casting them 3 times in a row, I'm gonna be casting Monarch instead. So yeah. Wait, We're Coming for Your Life. Are you playing under the? Okay, no. I thought you were playing under the American flag for some reason. Next round started. But on Discord, I see that the team captain is playing Europa Universalis 4. So maybe it's gonna be a no-show. I have to say, who am I casting? I'm casting We're Coming for Your Stuff again. But yeah, so the thing is, like, if the coach or if the team captain is not playing a Rainbow Six, they might end up no-showing. And if that's the case, it would be unfortunate. But that would just give We're Coming for Your Stuff 2 free wins, actually, like by a crazy, like, random circumstance. Yeah. Am I okay? So the question here is, am I waiting for them and hoping that maybe, and if not, like, losing a casted game, or am I not taking a chance, bailing on this match? I think I'm gonna do this. Okay. There is a certain chance that the game ends up in a no-show. I'll not be taking the chance. I'll not be casting you instead. So yeah, let's get back here and cast all 3 Fiverr coaches matches. Okay, yes, so it is gonna be this other game that we're gonna be casting instead. Sorry for we're coming for your stuff. So yeah, Fiverr coaches get first banned. DM Toothless, I will be in the rest. Okay, so Fonde told me to DM somebody else. Let's just tell the players that it's up to them to ban. And yeah, so let's update the UI overlay thingy. Actually, it's called map ban. Fiverr coaches and Mishmash Gaming. Mishmash Gaming, are you playing under the American flag or the Canadian flag? You're playing under the US flag. Okay. We use the to if your team, because okay, so the guy responded on the guy responded, but like he wasn't expecting this because he wasn't aware that we're like not playing single elimination. So if his team is still free to play, he can still play it. If not, they're maybe gonna have just forfeits. If you can't make it, forfeit you. It's our bad for not communicating the Swiss thing clearly enough. Okay. Yeah, it's really, we have to make a better job at of course. Okay, yeah, so the guys are responding. That's good news. Here I am going to be inviting Toothless. Putin is still here, so Putin can invite his guys. On the Mishmash, it looks like the roster has been updated a little bit. Let's see who we have. Dirty Kenny is still there. Okay. Okay, so if I go .mmg, Kenny is on the menu. I can invite him like so. On Discord, what are we saying? Okay, so awesome. Like the guy is like really cool about it. I said, it's our bad. We didn't communicate the Swiss thing clearly enough, and he says, oh no, it's our bad for not reading. So hey, that's the attitude I like being absolutely productive and not bashing each other over a mistake. Yeah, so I'm gonna be saying to the guys he will be coming. Yes, so let's just tell the other guys that. Where is Skyzy here? Oh, right. Yes, guys. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that they were likely to play. Putin is if Putin's here, he could probably invite the other guys. But hey, let's invite Austin and Fonde. Awesome. Our map was going to be this one right here. Alright, sorry for not being like super available for this match. I had a little emergency to manage on another game. You'll have all my attention shortly. So yes. There is that. That was number 1. Number 2 was that one question. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go there because like somebody had asked me what is like the split for the cash prize, first team, second team, all that good stuff. It is not indicated in the actual. Ooh. Okay, so the players are in here. Our map, I believe, was Clubhouse, so that is good. We're already on the right one. I don't want this. I want tonight's games. Tonight's games in the brackets. Our match was Toothless Mage. Wait, Fiverr, you guys were attacking first if I read the ban chat correctly? Right?
Yeah,
That's
we
right.
are.
Okay, so do you mind switching teams? Like if Mishmash are defending first, let's put them on the orange side. Fiverr, coaches. Okay, that's done. Awesome. Okay, so I had a few different things to manage at once, but now I think we're pretty much good. And like so, the overlay is looking good. Awesome. So we will be good to go as soon as the players are in here. That is awesome. Great, everybody's here. So you know the drill. Are your mosses running? Are you guys ready? And as soon as I have confirmation, we'll be good to go. Fondy says no. Awesome. Take your time. We're not in a hurry. Oh, okay, so that's the good news. Mishmash, how about you guys? Actually, no. Oh. Wait, so you got me confused.
He's trolling. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so you guys are ready. Mishmash, are you guys ready? Awesome, awesome. All right, so you know the drill. Good luck, have fun, and may the best team win. So yeah, Whoopu, like I said like previously. Wait, what's my Putin? You gotta be messing with me. You gotta be messing with me. Whoopu, like I said, I was going to cast them, but when I no longer was sure if their match was going to happen, I decided not to take any risks. So I may have been like a bit too jittery. But yeah, that is that's like going to be the outcome of that situation. Yeah, and the players apparently love each other, so that is nice. Of course, we're playing Clubhouse, so this is a map that we know through and through. I don't expect to be surprised too much. Like for example, the operator bands are extremely similar to what we've seen 45 minutes ago. Therefore, yeah, this map really does come down to execution. Absolutely. Kate is going to be banned here, and Mira was the other one. Mishmash asking donate. Yeah, Mishmash. Wait, the bot is not. Oh, Mishmash. Wait, why is the bot not working? Oh. No, wait, it's really not. Because okay. Oh, thank you. Okay, so if I was just to explain myself and and kind of give the reason as to why I suck so bad, is the bot I'm using is not like a cloud bot, which is like a website managed on your computer. it really is a website managed on the server. It's really a program that I run off of my computer. Because the one is like a legacy program at this point, right? It's an old piece of software, but it has the one minigame that my community, when I stream myself like regularly, absolutely does love, and that's why I am using like a program. But from time to time, you like erase your computer, lose files, reinstall software, and that's how I ended up like losing the previous setup,
Attackers need to locate
and that's
and
why
defuse the bomb.
the French donation, so exclamation don, no longer works. That's why. And yeah, I suck bad, basically. We are going to be casting Fiverr against Mishmash. Yeah, out of a crazy coincidence, every single Fiverr match will have been casted tonight. I'm quite happy to cast Mishmash Gaming though, since it's been a while since I've seen them. And wait, actually, I'll be casting you guys again tomorrow night. Yeah, and we've seen Fiverr coaches go bedroom first and foremost as a primary bomb site or as a bluff more than anything else. We're seeing the same ploy happen again right here. However, Mishmash are defending. So, it's like the same ploy being used by a different team. I always like to notify or to underline like the differences between one team and another, because both teams are doing the same thing, right? Mishmash are defending bedroom, they're going to go CCTV eventually, and Fiverr will be doing the same thing when they get the defensive role. So the interesting or the funny thing is, like, to underline the differences when both teams are facing against the same problem. And right here, both teams, in that instance, are giving the exact same response to the exact same problem. Okay, Scummy Crab, 50 bucks. I believe this is yours. Gosh, super appreciate it, man. That is so generous of you. Like, we do this. You're a tournament organizer yourself, right? So we do this because we like. I genuinely enjoy running tournaments. I never do this like to ask for money, or I don't expect to receive money while running tournaments. This is why never asked for it, always appreciated, and yeah. A huge thank you is all I gotta say. And to be honest, if I was just to keep on talking about this phenomenon, here Gibby is going to be quite efficient in shooting those down. Another thing I wanted to point out is when we run this kind of stream, of course the people watching are usually rooting for a team. They're usually rooting for a team, are rooting for their friends, for their players, and therefore they're loyal to the team player or org, which is why if they want to donate, they're gonna donate to the team, the player, the org, and we are just the outlets to have them fan over or to have them like root for their mates. Which is why we usually don't get too many donations. Like a 17 viewer channel would get more donations, more subs, and that kind of stuff. That Valkyrie camera was the end of Toothless Mage. I want to say Toothless's fire was really interesting, but Mishmash's defense was just on point. On point. Yeah, the chat is kind of talking about this. Team Monarch, they thought once they lose, they're out, as if it was single elimination. And to be honest, single elimination is like the easiest format. But the problem with single elim is that if you want to have a balanced game, you have to have the best team play against or seed the best team against the worst team, because like you don't want the second best team to be eliminated at the first round by the best team, and then you want them to face off against each other in the grand final. So having the best team just beat the worst team to a pulp at the very first round is not too enjoyable, which is why we elected to run the tournaments with a Swiss round format. Therefore, you win, you lose, doesn't matter, you keep on playing. That's the theory. In practice, like the problem that we run into is that the players are like inherently that they expect to be playing in single elimination or maybe even double elim, which throws them off when we tell them, oh, you lost, but like you're playing again. Or here, they lost, and an hour later we told them that they're playing again because they had a bye next round. So, we have to work more on our communication. That is for sure, because like you said in chat, it's been 3 weeks. They lose, they think they're out, and they end up basically being eliminated, or they end up being dropped as a result. So they're a team that's been participating often in our tournaments. And yet, tonight is going to be the first night they actually finish the tournament. Therefore, it's going to be the first night they actually get points. It's going to be the first night they actually get included into the seasonal standings, which is, unusual. But really, it is up to us to communicate better, for real. Okay, Us and Fondy have lost a bit of health already, so it looks like Elzar here was somewhat aggressive. And that worked out pretty well for him. He didn't take any kind of damage in return. So all around, like, he has no pulse, he's no Kavera, no Vigil. His kit doesn't actively help him roaming. Plus, he's lost a 3-speed, 1 armor characteristic a few months ago. So all things considered, good performances out of Elzar. Gibby right here getting a first kill with the verticality. That was Fonde. Austin is kind of looking to refrag there to get the vengeance. The grenade will be tossed to the ceiling. Nice throw. I mean, if somebody was rotating, it would have been an instant death for that player. But he threw it blindly, right? He didn't know exactly where his opponents were going to be, and therefore it was a hit or miss. In that instance, a miss. Should have had a drone up there, but I mean, it does require a bit more preparation and setup that you cannot have, on the spot there. And the roaming game dirty is just going at it. Could that be a triple? No, that's not going to be the case. Or actually, it would have been a double kill, but hey, you still get the points. But right here, that was Bandit, and Elzar is still out. Elzar is still on the loose, and that works out pretty well, doesn't it? So Kurt has a daunting task. There are roamers somewhere. Doesn't know where. Has next to nothing to, flush them out. He has 1 drone in his back pocket. But, like, using it will make him vulnerable. And, he's no Jackal. He's, Dokkaebi or even the Lion. Anti-roaming, intel, utility, gadgets, capabilities are severely lacking, and stack that on top of the numerical disadvantage at which Fiverr coaches are, things are looking pretty bleak for them. Granted, Kurth does get a kill here, so that brings the 4v2 down to a 3v2. Yeah, exactly, 3v2. Already less daunting, but still disadvantaged, right? Elzar here likely has heard Putin walk in, so he knows there's somebody. Oh, what about Kurt? Oh, Kurt could actually be in great danger on his left side. He doesn't realize that. But now, equipped with a lot of intel, Putin is going to know exactly what to expect. And, like, there's no way around it, right? Elzar is going to be in the showers. But, yeah, he has the flash grenades, but he doesn't use them! Oh! That's, like, the one time where the space is so tiny that there would have been no way for Elzar to, just turn around and evade the flashbang. How unfortunate. But, really, roaming game, absolutely dangerous for Mishmash Gaming. Their defense is on point. How many players did they lose? Only 2. Like, winning a 3-0, if you were to count the number of players alive at the end of the round, that is a fairly good split, meaning that you still had a certain margin of error, right? If you were to lose 1 or 2 firefights due to a stupid mistake, it wouldn't have been the end of the round altogether. So Mishmash are cementing themselves as a team that seems to have a really good grasp on this map at the very least. And the interesting thing is, like, we've seen every single round, or every single game rather, of Fiverr coaches so far. They come off of this map. So they should be, like, extra warmed up. Granted, they have also been scouted out by Mishmash, so that probably does have a bit of a bearing to, or a fact, it's a factor into the game. But ultimately, Fiverr, they were really strong last game. And I don't believe, personally, that they lost anything on their skill. It's just that Mishmash are, so far, presenting themselves as just being plain better. Let's see if that is going to hold true. For example, you can already see, I'm talking about the attackers here, Fonde playing Jackal. So they have seen how dangerous the roamers are. By the way, Elzar is likely to roam again, considering that he's picked the same operator as last round. So Fonde's pick would be justified. However, this map is not exactly roam heavy. Like, Elzar said he's likely to roam again, but I deem it just as likely that he's going to stay here, in the boiler room, or utility actually, behind the electrical generator, or what exactly is that white box supposed to be? Like, I'm genuinely asking the chat. I don't know. That, you know, he's hiding behind the machinery and not roaming. So his simple change in playstyle is going to render Fawn's pick next to useless. I mean, he knows with the Inox that nobody is up there. Like, a total lack of footsteps is going to show that. But also, Fiverr are adapting their playstyle, not just their picks, right? So they still had a fairly good, I want to say, sweep of the top floor. They're going to know that there's nobody up here. And now they're really confident they can turn all of their attention towards the bottom floor. And by having nobody, like, no roamer contest, like, even the control over the first floor, and for example Hibana here, if she was to be outgunned early on by a roaming vigil, it could really severely limit the capabilities of, for example, her breaching capabilities. But that hypothetical scenario is not going to come to pass. Actually, the next step is going to mount some pressure on Church, and that worked out pretty well. Putin getting from Birdie. Now Gibby might know it's not too wise to pick that angle, but in the meantime Putin is opening up yet another reinforced wall. So the angles behind which, you know, Gibby can hide are just dwindling. And another toxic wave is going to be tossed. Fonde is just... Oh, Fonde getting a nice kill. Is Kenny looking for another one? No, he gets refragged, unfortunately. Elzar here holding the angle, but so many kills happening. I'm always on the wrong angle. That was a wall bang. And Kurt also getting one. Gibby, last player alive. He could not do too much in that situation. Putin getting the final kill. Fiverr coaches showing that they're not defenseless, even though they lost the 2 first rounds. You know, put that up to chance, maybe not, okay? Put that up to the learning curve. Now, they just needed 2 rounds, maybe, to, you know, take the pressure, take the temperature, to read their opponents. And now that they know what to expect, their response is on point. I mean, for example, I was talking about Jackal being a interesting pick, right? Because no roamer was there, so the utility wasn't too useful. But other than the utility, the playstyle, the general, you know, sense of what are you going to do, on that front, Fiverr coaches were on point. And now, whatever mishmash we're doing that was, you know, relying on the advantage of surprise is no longer going to work. Because, of course, now they're, for example, going to be expecting spawn kills. Or they're going to be expecting the roamers to have to, you know, happen to be behind them. Claymores, for example, might very well become a bit more prevalent. No nomad has been picked here for the attackers, so that might be maybe a little bit surprising. But the good news also, by the way, Castle Notebook, can you have a second? We just defended Church. And that was a retreat by the blue team. Okay. Yeah, for example, we've already seen this defense. So the advantage of surprise no longer really holds. Mishmash were kind of forced here. They could have gone Church again, but for some reason they elected not to go there. Actually, here's a question. The meta is ever evolving, and I'm no player. I'm not like updating. I'm not the kind of player that's going to be updating the meta or finding out new stuff, because I spend more time in the game observing, aka casting, than playing. So I'm always, you know, a bit late on, you know, meta news or meta changes compared to the players. I've seen 2 teams now pick this bomb site as their primary bomb site. Did it really truly become the unironic new primary best bomb site to defend on Clubhouse? Like, has a new trick been discovered by the community as a whole? All 3 ADS devices are there, right here. Yeah, I was kind of confused for a second. Therefore, it is... Oh gosh, no, they used the Ash device through the hatch. Therefore, the ADS devices are basically short-circuited. And therefore, Thermite can hard breach fairly easily. Bookie saying you cast very well. Thank you, Bookie. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I never take anything for granted. So having like these words of encouragement are always extremely appreciated. Like, it's kind of a personal preference, right? Some people are going to prefer a style. Some person are going to prefer another one. So yeah, it's somewhat hard to like give a convincing performance. Well, dwelling too much or without just embarrassing myself because I don't know like how to speak or how to react in those situations. Toothless here is looking at the bomb site. He could maybe hypothetically set foot in Gem, but he would never get the diffuser planted, not given the current state of things. So instead he's going to be looking at the bathroom, and that was the right move to make. He gets a nice kill here. Now a 4-2 situation mishmash or backs against the wall. They can still win this, right? The clutch could still happen. For example, Dirty getting a nice kill. That was diffuser, by the way, lost, so there's no longer any way of, you know, planning it swiftly. Plus, the remaining attackers are not exactly on OBJ, right? Putin was more or less alone, and therefore the defense has regained control of OBJ. That grenade kind of forced a rotation that was swiftly cut off, and Elzar is down to a slither of health. So yeah, he couldn't do too much, unfortunately. Therefore, Kurt is going to get Fiver's final kill, and he's going to be winning them yet another round. I gotta say, the one thing I really enjoyed watching this round, oh, the blue team one. The one thing I really did like seeing here was the way the attackers went at it to destroy the castle barricade in the gym doorway, to then destroy the bandit batteries. Because like I saw all 3 ADS devices on the window, and I thought to myself, okay, you're gonna need a crazy amount of utility to get through that. But it looks like Fiverr, they droned out adequately. They knew what they were going up against, and they devised a convincing plan to counteract that. So you gotta give credit where credit is due, and that is definitely one of those instances. And Ziki is saying 200 IQ with a 3 minutes delay to prevent any kind of stream sniping. I am not exactly sure what you were referring to there. Probably like round number 3, which is 2 rounds ago at this point. So yeah, it is no longer exactly in my short-term memory, unfortunately. So it doesn't feel like it, but the game is no longer that, you know, young, or we're no longer into the early stages of the game. Round number 5, the halftime mark is going to happen pretty quickly, and the interesting thing is, neither team is really capable of, you know, of getting a decisive lead on the opponent. So it was looking, you know, at the historical data that we have at our disposal, it would not be too surprising, or it would not be too unrealistic to expect a 3-3 split for the halftime. And therefore, the role swap might be the sole factor in deciding which team is going to win. Like, for example, are Mishmash better at attacking than they're at defending, or Fiverr worse defenders than they are attackers? Should either of those answers be yes or no, well, then the team that has the easier time on the opposite side might actually, you know, take the game. Because when you have teams that are so close to one another, the tiniest of factors can actually make the difference. Or if I was to look at it from a different angle, the team that is going to make the most amount of mistakes here is likely going to lose. Because, you know, by default, both teams are toe-to-toe. It looks like landing was not defended whatsoever, because I'm going to here assume it was Austin with one of the impact grenades. Austin was able to destroy the bandit batteries. It was trivially easy at this point. I mean, you might even have not planted the bandit batteries there. And that's going to be, you know, an extremely quick breach, first kill on Dirty. And, you know, that is not a major kill in and of itself, because you still have a lot of, like, defenders on and around the OBJ. Elzar is roaming, so nothing has been shut down for the Mishmash defense. Still, Fiverr do have a 1-man advantage. And so, yeah, you know, you're going to take the advantage that you can have. Putin now getting another kill. This is not going to start to stack up, because when you're just outgunning the players on OBJ, the diffuser can maybe start to get planted behind the bomb, for example, right? You no longer have anybody on the garage, and, you know, the roamer is, of course, not going to deny a plant. So if you can, you know, get into X-Ray and Gibby's dead angle, or dead spot, a blind spot, rather, it would be a nifty possibility. But Putin would have to be somewhat, I want to say, aggressive to attempt that. Of course, Gibby is ready for that kind of situation. He's going to cut Toothless down before his feet even touch the ground. Even worse with a 2-4 situation, it is still daunting, right? But already less so than a 2v5. And now it looks like we're going to be jumping in. He's going to be put down but not out. The smoke was, well, ill-placed, and that toxic babe. How is Putin not dead here? Putin, is the smoke like too high up? Okay, I don't know how he's not dead, but ultimately that doesn't matter. Putin is not really a threat there. Fonde was finding himself in a firefight. He did get the kill in X-Ray. Gibby, therefore, is the last player alive, and he does not get that kill. Fiver coaches winning round number 5. So that was now 2 rounds defended on CCTV, and twice now Mishmash have failed in their defense here. So one might generally assume that a defense for a CCTV defense for Mishmash would be doomed, considering what we've seen so far. The good news is Mishmash kind of seem to know that, and they're going to go somewhere else beneath the replays. I see them picking Church and Arsenal room, so we're going to go basement. And on that front, the good news is, well, looking at the historical data, they won their previous and only church hold. So yeah, the 3-3 split that I was talking about seems likely if, once again, I was to rely on the historical data to make my guess. Until then, there is going to be, yeah, this church defense I was talking about. And the composition, it doesn't seem to be changing too much. It is both a good and a bad thing, right? Mishmash's last defense was a success here, so they don't have to change a winning formula. However, that comes with a caveat, because if you do the same thing, yeah, sure, you're on paper supposed to produce the same result, but that doesn't mean that Fiver coaches are going to, you know, have the same playstyle. They lost. They have to adapt, and they are likely going to try something different to not commit the same mistakes that led to their loss last time around. Other than that, you can already see them adapting a little bit. Like, I still don't think that Mishmash are going to be roaming. Remember how dangerous Elzar was? Well, maybe Elzar is going to be attempting a spawn kill. Maybe not. You know, I think the window was just to create a distraction to put Fiver on, you know, on their back foot. But it doesn't seem like it was nothing too dramatic. However, I was referring to Fonde picking Jackal to counteract the aggressive roaming that we were seeing in the early stages of the game. Well, Fonde is no longer playing Jackal, so he seems, or they as a team seem to know that, well, Mishmash are roaming when they're at the top floor, be it CCTV or bedroom, but not in the basement. So already, you know, adaptation is being displayed. The last question really that stands is said adaptation going to be relevant? Like, if they're changing what they're doing, but they're going in the wrong direction, might as well not, you know, change anything up. But, you know, they are not, you know, trying things at random. There's, of course, a logic to what they're doing. So I don't think they're going to be, like, worse than last time around. But better doesn't mean good enough to win the round. So, in the meantime, we're hearing, a few shots going off here and there. But nobody has been shot at, so at this point I would assume it's like drones, cameras, that kind of stuff. And you know, the proper firefights are starting as we speak. Elzar is trying to hold on to blue staircase. Kurt knows that, and he kind of seems to deem the pressure as being too hard for him. So a rotation is going to occur, but that barricade here is going to force him to make some amount of noise. And Elzar, therefore, is going to know he's on the right side, but then he's coming back up here. So the back and forth, you know, the disinformation card is not working as well as it could have, because Elzar is still holding, you know, the one angle. In the meantime, Kenny with heavy pre-fire is kind of shooting at Toothless, but Putin has dropped through Moto. And once again, there's no Bandit, Mute, or Cade. Cade has been banned, by the way. So, more or less, there's no Bandit or Mute. So, Putin could open up that reinforced wall pretty easily. That would put Brady in a really precarious situation. Gibby is playing for time, and of course, there's only 30 seconds remaining on the clock. Or, no, 50 seconds remaining on the clock, sorry. So, it's not yet a, you know, drastic or frantic situation. But hesitating is a luxury Fiver coaches no longer really do have. Which is why, you know, not hearing any kind of gunfire for the last 5 seconds was somewhat surprising to me. X-Ray and Kurt are going to be getting a kill both. Now Kurt getting another one. That's going to be putting us in a 4v3 situation. However, the defense still has a really strong hold or really strong grip on the objectives itself. So we're not really in a grave danger at getting the diffuser planted. But as we speak, a few more kills happen, and Putin is planting on B bomb site. Looking at the positionings, it doesn't look like Brady has an evil eye that could maybe destroy the or not plant the diffuser. So yeah, 1v2 it is going to be, and now we can see the attackers repositioning themselves in a really strong defensive setup. They're playing for time, and that's the name of the game. Heavy pre-fires are going to prevail here. That's a quad kill for Dirty! Oh, wow! I think Kenny got the 1 kill. I might be wrong though, but hey, Kenny, you're gonna be my scapegoat. You won that. You stole that ace, and Mishmash Gaming are absolutely going to be earning that round. So yeah, like I said, 3-3 scoreline it is going to be for the role swap. Let's go with the replays because that is going to be impressive AF, if I may allow myself to swear a little bit. Like, it is, you know, we're portraying guns and violence in a video game here, but I still try to keep a fairly family-friendly vocabulary. Who exactly got the kill there? No, that was Dirty on the kill on the kill feed, and he gets like all 3 of those other kills. So we probably missed it because like the one guy got a kill that we didn't see, so I didn't record it in the replays. Well, yeah, nice job. Nice job. This is absolutely deserved.
The bomb diffuser. Bomb defusing is
wow.
Locate and defuse bomb.
That was a church. Hold won by the blue team. We now have the roll swap. And round number 7 is going to be defended at the basement. So, if I was to make an educated guess, I would suppose that favorite coaches are aware that Mishmash have studied them, because their trick of going bedroom first is not going to be displayed here, or is not going to be attempted a second time around. It looks to me like they know that their opponents would counteract that. Looking at Mishmash's composition, I mean, to be honest, they have a fairly, say, flexible and just good all-around composition. Like, looking at Hibana, Thermite, Ashbuck, and Zofia, you could see that this kind of setup or this kind of composition in just about any bomb site, right? So Mishmash will be adapting pretty easily and pretty quickly to just about anything Favorite could be putting forth. Deployable shield right here, found it with the electricity. That's surprisingly important actually, because you can fairly easily have a just Hibana, or Thermite would be a bit more surprising, but Hibana could open up at a distance here, and then, you know, I found it would be if, for example, the hatches were not viable, or if their tunnel was to be, you know, firmly held by, for example, Putin here. The attack is going to be coming in, and, yep, as always, I like to point out the differences between both teams when the roll swap occurs. For example, we just saw last round how Favorite coaches attack here, but let's see what Mishmash do differently. And, you know, if the one or the other push was to be working better than the previous one, let's just point to that and say, hey, that might be a nice thing to do. We were seeing a Buck to play the verticality, but we're also seeing, that wasn't fun because he still has an actual cell in his back pocket. That was Toothless. We're also seeing Toothless using the C4 to, you know, respawn in kind. Basically, it's both a good and a bad thing. And Fondue with another Nitro Cell. Okay, Fiverr are playing the explosive game a bit hard, but hey, if it's producing results, why not pick 5 Nitro Cells next time around? But yeah, so you've killed Dirty first and foremost. So the first kill wasn't Hibana, so that is severely limiting the hard reaching capabilities. Like, there's 3 hatches, and now only 2 of them can be opened up. Fiverr were usually opening up the hatches and then Church when they were dropping down. This is no longer going to be a possibility. But other than that, keeping Buck can also be interesting, you know, for the vertical play. For example, like here, he's going to be holding nifty angles. But as we could see, Buck is just as important as the rotations that you can force on the defenders, because like the angle he's going to be watching, Fiverr coaches, they're not dumb, right? They're going to know to not peek those angles. So somebody else will have to force a rotation with a grenade, or, you know, Capital's Fire can be a really good, I want to say, encouragement to kindly ask of a defender to get the hell out of there. And then that rotation can be cut off. But you don't see any kind of setup that might be, you know, hinting towards this kind of playstyle for Mishmash's push here. But ultimately, with 19 seconds remaining on the clock, they're going to have to make their push pretty quickly. Austin here will be eating a few bullets, but he's still alive, and the timer is coming drastically down. It is going to come down to the wire. Gibby falling down, but Austin getting a kill on X-Ray. Elzar, last player alive. He has to get the diffuser planted. Doesn't have it in his back pocket, unfortunately. He gets 1 kill. Does he get a double one? No. Ultimately, even if he got the double kill, it was just too little, too late. Fiverr coaches winning round number 7. nicely done. Like, they showed that they don't necessarily need to get the to get like too many kills here. It's just they just need to play for time, and they were able to stall Mishmash for long enough.
5
Though
seconds left.
granted, like I was just talking about how the kills are not necessary. The kills at the beginning of the game
out
with
of
the Nerf
time.
cells really do help in stalling the attackers out. So both factors kind of working in tandem here. And hey, if it works, who am I to judge? That will be round number 7. And at this point, Fiverr have like a 1-point lead. But that is only because an odd amount of rounds has been played so far. Yeah, it remains to be seen if the back and forth holds true once, you know, after the role swap. And, you know, we have only a round that's been played since. So, you know, having a 1 round... how do you call that? It's a 1 round sample size is too small to make any kind of meaningful guess. But yeah, my question regarding bedroom is still standing, since here we're going bedroom second instead of going bedroom at the first opportunity. But hey, that bomb site is receiving a lot of love recently, that is for damn sure. Let's see how exactly Fiverr have defended their bandit batteries here. So it is going to be a castle barricade with a single ADS device. Is there like a second one behind the bomb or behind the gym equipment? No. Is there an ADS device here? That's not the case either. Oh yeah, okay, maybe he's going to be putting one down here, maybe not. No, it's not going to be the case after all. So like, my question here is going to be, Fiverr, last time you were attacking here, you've done like the nifty thing of using an ash through the drone hole to destroy the batteries. Why are you not trying to, you know, protect yourself of the same trick that you used previously? That's like my question here. Brady, how have you lost this health? It wasn't like Kenny has used one ash infiltration charge. Maybe Dirty used the verticality when it wasn't the at the time. And 2 kills happening in rapid succession. That does put Mishmash on their back foot. X-Ray apparently will be trying to play the hard breaching game, but you know, without any support whatsoever, it's got to be an uphill battle to say the least. Dirty here is able to get a kill, so he can now push the angle a little bit, but you know, he is still going to be facing the full brunt of the defensive capabilities. Putin's first and foremost, who can, you know, turn around fairly easily. Fonde has a nitro cell. That could be dangerous. Let's see if it works. No, Kenny heard that. Kenny heard it, and he knows he can't really work that angle anymore. Yeah, maybe knifing once. Knifing only once, you know, to cause the defenders to actually break down the castle barricade themselves. And it looks like the Nexus also destroyed the Jaeger ADS. So actually, Mishmash, I don't know if it was by random chance or by design, but that was an amazing bait by Kenny there. Still, Austin getting a kill does put the attacker on a numerical disadvantage, but opening up that reinforced wall is going to be huge tactics-wise, or on the tactical standpoint. Wow, my English tonight. X-Ray finds himself alone, so that is not too encouraging, especially since, you know, Thermite is not exactly an entry fragger. But since he is the last player, there's nobody else to support or to flank watch for. So all he can do is entry frags. So yeah, X-Ray, best of luck to you. But it looks like it's going to be a tactical timeout, maybe? Is he just going to hang out on the roof, and are they going to have like a tactical discussion in chat? I don't know. I don't know. He seems to be moving a little bit, so he's still going to be attempting something. But, you know, at that rate, he's not even going to make it to the OBJ in time, because there are only 20 seconds remaining on the clock. And that's a moot point, since Austin gets the kill. Yeah, he must have heard him drop, because he was ready for this. Okay. So this is now not looking too great for Smash Gaming. When you have 2 teams that are really, really close on the, you know, skills-wise. Only having like a 1-point lead when you have a back and forth that is extremely hard to break can be like the difference between, you know, a game won and a game lost. I mean, if I was to put the example, or to rephrase that, imagine a 6-1 situation. You would not expect a team that has like the 5 points, drawback to actually win it out, to get the comeback and to win it. So then, okay, if you talk about a 6-3, 6-4 situation, well, if the teams are extremely tied to one another, any kind of comeback or any kind of momentum is going to be extremely hard to get together. So, yeah, only a 2-point lead might be the end of Mishmash if they don't, reinvent the wheel pretty quickly, because, yeah, what they're doing is winning rounds from time to time, but now they have to win rounds consistently if they want to make this, if they want to take the game.
10 seconds left.
By the way,
5 seconds to
just thought about a little something I have to do. Give me half a second.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Okay. Yeah, so bedroom was a blue team victory. So now that we're on round number 9, it is, I want to say it's kind of now or never. If Mishmash lose this round, I don't think they're going to be able to win 3 rounds in a row back to back to back, especially since they haven't won a single one since the halftime, since the role swap. Therefore, we're not yet in a match point situation, but for Mishmash, it's do or die. It's now or never. The good news is their hard breaching capabilities, tactically speaking, the reinforced wall has been opened up fairly quickly. All that good stuff, is happening in a really good time. Kurt also has lost roughly a third of his health due to Gibby's impact grenade to the ceiling. And, all things considered, small victories, but victories nonetheless. However, those were the easy. This was the easy thing. Now the hard part begins. They're gonna have to, clear out the defenders and actually, push into the bomb sites. Fondy right here is still extremely active, and he's like crawling back and forth. The attackers won't know exactly where he is. That flashbang going off might indicate that the magnet is tossed a bit too high up, but he's holding a hell of an angle. But that concussion nade not concussing him, but exploding midair. I'm confused, I gotta say. His position though now is known, so the attackers know exactly where he is, behind which piece of cover he's gonna be. But oh, that was awesome from beneath. He's gonna put Dirty down. Unfortunately, Fondy will be fragged by Gibby, and he is going to be expected. The firefight here is going to ensure Kenny inflicting a lot of damage and eventually getting the kill. Nicely done. Things are looking good for Mishmash. Dirty is down, but he can be revived, bringing this to a 4v3 situation. Though Fiverr can still, pull it off. It's still doable. Like, they have a really good control over the bomb site, though not perfect, right? But you could just get the diffuser planted under their nose, especially considering Toothless's positioning. The attackers, like Mishmash, seem to be aware of that potential, I'm going to say, vulnerability. So Gibby will be remaining here on the first floor, and he's looking in the right general area. He seems to be expecting Toothless to be there. Diffuser is going to be planted. The nitro will be tossed. It does get the kill, but the refrag is going to happen immediately. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. Dirty wanted to get in there to get the diffuser planted as well, but he was so low on health. The smoke got him down. Now, 2v3 situation where still at some of a disadvantage, but no! Now Fiverr have the upper hand. Elzar, last player alive. Heavy pre-fires here, but that doesn't happen. He was low on intel, was looking the right-hand side, but there was nobody on the red staircase. Oh, God. So, there you have it. Fiverr coaches. Fiverr coaches in a 3 points lead. The kind of advantage that, like I said, is going to be fairly hard for Mishmash to come back of. Oh yeah, and for some reason, it looks like last time around, or during the last replays, or the previous replays rather, we have only asynchronous clips showing. That's odd. But hey, now we have more than just the one. So that should help, I hope.
Remaining.
Yeah. Here or nah. I'll be good. I'll be good like this. So. Let's look at what we have here. It is not officially match point situation, I'm still holding some hope for Mishmash to win like a round on attack, you know, to maybe save face. 2 if they're like really good, if they woke up right now. But yeah, once again, them winning 3 rounds in a row is not something I expect to see. I kind of hope it, because if we go into overtime, the game is going to come down to the wire, and that's always nice to see, you know, for our viewing experience. But realistically speaking, I don't see that situation happening. And by the way, since Fiverr coaches have won the last round before the rule swap and everyone since, they are now officially on a 4-round streak, which is a decent momentum that they have going. And, you know, breaking a momentum is always the hardest part. So Mishmash are, yeah, they are sweating bullets. I can only suppose. I can only assume. But that is not going to be too easy for them. A lot of droning is going to be poured into the top floor, but you know the bottom side. It's not Roma heavy whatsoever. Actually, no roamers whatsoever will be there. And wow, that's like the 4th bandwave tonight. Yeah, they are doing Ubisoft are doing something with BattleEye. Yeah, so for the time being, like, the defense is just waiting for Mishmash to happen, basically. But let's see exactly how that is gonna be displayed. Instead of using a buck, it's gonna be sledge, but still vertical pressure will be applied. Apparently Kurt's to strength to respawn in kind, but he was shooting blindly basically, so he didn't. His return fire wasn't too impressive or too accurate or anything like that. Thermite and Hibana, we can also assume that Hibana is also working on the hatches. She's already opened up, yeah, the one Excellus was the kitchen hatch. So let's see where they're going to be pushing from. I would expect like the attackers to drop down Moto eventually. Kenny will be doing that just now. Nobody on the hard right. The drone will be shut down pretty quickly from that cautious, but there's a punch hole. Kenny getting a kill on there, Austin. I was totally expecting you to get that kill. There is somebody else, Toothless, apparently wants to basically take Austin's positioning and keep on going with his legacy. But that is a dangerous angle to hold, like Kenny has just shown it to us. There's electricity here, so Perth is fairly well defended for the time being. If Elzar still has a grenade, he could maybe use it to destroy the bandit batteries. And no, it doesn't seem to be the case. Where is Elzar? Oh, he's coming down, so maybe that's going to happen after all. But not after a bit of time has passed. And yeah, Kurt seems to know that, like, he's no longer right next to the wall. That would have been the end of him if he was, right? Because the grenade has gone off on the right hand side. He takes a little bit, another grenade there. Yeah, so now Thermite will be able to breach this with 25 seconds remaining on the clock. You know, the attackers are being pressed for time. They have to funnel in now. X-Ray will be taking point. He doesn't know that Leko is there. That's going to be a first kill for Kurt, who's looking for a second one. But that's going to be Elzar here trying to outflank, and that works out. But he got refragged immediately thereafter. Fiverr coaches winning with a 5-round streak. That was amazing. Nicely done, guys. And yeah, Fiverr coaches, they won 2 out of their 3 games. And yeah, all in all, I think that they're somewhat likely to be, if not first, tied for first at the very least. Rewolf Elite. They have won a game. They're gonna buy, which is considered as a victory as well. Rewolf might, on paper, have a flawless track record. If not, yeah, I mean, the scores are going to be really interesting tonight because we had, like, not too many teams. Only 5 teams, actually. So, yeah. That
you
was...
doing an interview,
Hans?
Yo, Elsa,
yeah.
good to meet you, alright?
I could do an interview, actually. Let's jump into Discord. Let's get an interview going. Let's do this, because I have a few questions for them, actually. Let me just type this into here. Hey guys,
I'm doing it.
Alright, cool. What's up? How are you doing?
How are you guys doing?
We are doing great. We're doing good.
Awesome. Let me just type this into Battlefy 3 to 7. And the game between Team Monarch and We're Coming for Your Stuff is still underway, so I won't be able to just tell, hey, this team is like is gonna be placed first tonight. Skyzy, you're not like, is somebody on Discord just playing? Or you know what? I have Uplay. Let's find Skyzy. Okay, they're in round 9 out of 12, so that game seems to be fairly even-sided as well. Okay, so let's talk about your victory here. Actually, like, it was by random chance, but I've casted every single one of your games tonight, and you've played Clubhouse twice.
Yeah.
And the one thing I've realized is when you're defending, you seem to be going bedroom pretty quickly. Like, you're not acting as if it was your tertiary bomb site. The previous game, or during the previous game, you went there at the very first opportunity. Here, well, Mishmash may have watched your stream, so, you know, because they finished their previous game before you did. So maybe they scouted you out a little bit. So, okay, you went bedroom second, but, you know, still, it doesn't look like a tertiary bomb site. Why are you picking this? Is it because you wanted to throw your opponents off guard? Like, oh, they're going to be expecting us to go CCTV, and let's not do that to surprise them? Or has something changed in the meta, and is it becoming an unironic, like, really good bomb site?
Unironically, it's one of the better bomb sites. In my personal opinion, this doesn't go along with the team. I think it's better than Cash.
Okay.
That's just me out here. I don't know if the team feels the same way. But we certainly do it to, so most people either go Cash or basement first. Probably don't bring the right lineup to take a gym hold.
Yeah.
And also it's like whatever site we go, we're gonna win. And those 2 matches we didn't drop a single defense. And I just think it comes down to good coordination.
Are you kidding me? We dropped 3.
You dropped round number 3 on CCTV last game.
I know, I'm messing. I just like to have that confidence.
It is a good mindset to be had, because if you dress for the job you want, well, act like the victory you want to get. Like, if you're not confident in your skills, and if that shows, well, then you're not going to win. That's for sure. Yeah. But that parenthesis aside, so you're saying it's really strong. You want to elaborate as to why?
As to why?
Yeah.
Honestly, it just comes down to communication. That site's really communication heavy. Especially if the other team, like MMG, adapted really well to it and started bringing Sledge. Yeah. Which they got the castle barricades open fairly quick. Mm-hmm. It's just about communication and having crossfires at all time. Knowing where the push is coming from is just something every team should, if they want to hold Cash, should know. Is just communication.
It also comes down to a lot of C4 opportunities.
You guys are good with that.
A lot of chances for quote unquote free picks.
Yeah, absolutely true. Though when you were attacking, Mishmash was giving you a hard time. Like, their roaming was really good. That Jaeger at the first round got like 2 or 3 kills, and your dirt response was to bring a Jackal. Ironically, at the basement, of course, they were not roaming, but like, Mishmash was still able to, you know, throw you off guard and to surprise you once or twice. You want to talk about, like, exactly what they did to counteract you and what worked out, what didn't work out?
Honestly, it's just MMG being a good team. Like, MMG is a really good team. I love all the boys down there. You know, MMG's, I have huge respect for them. When we were just starting out, they actually gave us a chance to scrim them. They were like this like huge monumental team that we could never beat. And
so are you saying MMG are better than you?
They're second place for sure. They're second place.
I think with our new roster, they're a lot less of a threat than they used to be.
Because I was gonna say, you just won. I mean, not to invite you to be cocky or anything, but like, you just beat them, right? Let's talk by the way about like your team here, because three of the 5 guys that we had today, actually it's like the 3 that we have in Discord right now, is it? Yeah. You guys were playing for Vendetta Esports and you just left.
It was differences with the org, and
I don't mean to pry. I mean, if it's like an internal matter, I don't want to pry that.
It's fine.
Okay.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You know, just differences with the org. We didn't have the same vision. And we just decided, like, yo, this is gonna be a good fit. Anyway, we can, you know, is there any way that we can cancel the contract or anything with that?
Oh, you actually had a contract with them?
Yeah. It was a mutual. Yes, and it was a mutual agreement.
I see.
And you know, we're not happy nor sad. It's just a feeling, you know.
Is what it
It's
is.
It is
it's
what it is. Yeah,
things you go through.
yeah. Things
I
you
see.
go
Looking
through.
onto the horizon, looking for new opportunities.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
I see. I
So if
see.
there's any org out there looking for a team,
You
we
know.
are looking for a team.
Because
Got
that
floppy
was
on
kind
that
of
first step.
the next question I was going to ask you. What's the future? What does the future has in store for you, or what does the future have in store for you? Because you're doing not too bad tonight. Well, of course, I would assume like you still have in mind, or you still know like the Vendetta
Oregon game.
strats, and the dynamic would be the same since you're the same players.
Yep.
But is Fiverr Coaches going to be a recurring team? Is it just like a POG name? And are you going to? Well, you said you're looking for a proper org. So
Yeah,
you want to talk about like what's in store for you?
It's like a PogChank name at the moment. We definitely want to be represented by an org because org gives you a lot of opportunities.
Mhm.
A lot
And
more opportunities than not having an org.
yeah, so you know,
As
see.
it sits right now,
it's kind of like a placeholder name. That's what we'll call it.
I see. I see.
as it sits right now, we got 4 solid roster members. We're still trying out a few people. After we get settled on a 5th, we're gonna be striving for CL and Pro
Yeah,
League
because
qual.
the qualifiers are ongoing right now for CACL at the very least. I heard.
We're actually not gonna be doing the September quals because
Okay.
our resident
Unfortunately.
gunner Austin is 17.
I'm 17.
He
But
is a young
next
one.
season you're gonna be turning 18 for the next season.
Yeah, I turn 18
He
for
will.
the next.
Oh, that's amazing. Good luck. Best of luck to you. So my last question would be like you leaving. It might be a bit of a strong word. Like losing like 3 or even 4 players does like gut a team. So you really like threw a wrench into Vendetta's, I want to say, plans. Do you think that they're going to be getting a Rainbow Six roster again? And do you
Yes.
think
At
There.
the,
well,
at the
likely?
moment, I think they already built one.
Okay.
I think
Or
they weren't
building.
hesitant. Yeah, I think they weren't hesitant to agree with us in letting us go because I think they already had in mind another team they were eyeing.
Okay.
They
okay.
personally didn't see us as a team because we were doing so many roster changes going anywhere. But
I
those
see.
roster changes were necessary for us to grow as a team because the people that we had on our team just weren't on the same level as the rest of us.
Same level
in terms
or
of
page. Or
yeah,
page. 'Cause
or page.
one of
Got
them didn't put enough effort in. The other one would just, I don't want to drag. I'm not skilled enough.
I see. So let's not name any names in that instance.
Right.
So my question would be, since they're likely to get another roster going, do you think do you deem it likely that you're going to be playing against a new roster, and would that be like a rivalry that's going to be building
No.
in the upcoming weeks?
Don't even
We-
want to give it the opportunity, to be
we
honest.
already know the 2 players on the roster. I'm not sure if it's
We're not
3.
going to name them. Yeah, we're not going to name
We're not
them.
gonna name
We're
them.
pretty sure we already know 2 of the players.
Okay.
It's not worth our time to play against them because they were already our previous teammates and were dropped for a reason.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then let's not name any names. Great.
Right.
Well, I think that kind of answers the few questions I had. So thank you for your time. Congratulations for the victory.
I will say, if they are
Yep.
watching real quick, no hate on y'all. Like we love every person over there at Vendetta. Like Izzy, we love Izzy. Izzy's like really good friend.
I
We're
think
always
she's
gonna
no
be
longer a manager. She
no
'cause
longer
she-
manager.
because I got a Twitter, a Discord DM from her, like I am no longer managing, in regards to tonight's games.
Oh,
Okay.
So
I didn't know that. So
yeah,
they purged
she-
everything, huh?
okay, oh, I hope I didn't like spoil anything. So let me just
That's
quote
fine.
real quick.
No, that's fine.
Hey, so a lot of shit happened last night. The team is no longer under Vendetta, and I'm no longer a rep for them.
Okay.
So oh no, that doesn't mean that she didn't leave Vendetta. So she could still be
Yeah.
under Vendetta, and that might be why she's no longer repping
So
you
I
guys.
just want to clarify.
Okay, so let's
No
not
hate
assume
towards
anything. Yeah.
Vendetta. Yeah, it's no hate towards Vendetta. Disciple was a great owner. Always asking us about what's going on, how y'all doing. He's a great
Yep.
person. Just differences in views, and that's all it was. No hate towards
Agreed.
him.
I see. Well, I think that is just about it. Something is going to be really weird because except Team Monarch, every team is considered as 2 wins and 1 defeat. So like out of the 5 teams, 4 have 6 points. So we have literally 4 teams tied for first place.
Nice.
That is crazy, first and foremost.
For this week.
So I'm gonna have to take a look at this, like to break this down. Okay, so there was a bye every single game.
Except us. You hate
Except
us.
you.
We've never gotten a bye. We've never gotten a bye.
Not
You hate
once in your league, man.
us. Never.
It's at random. I can't do anything about that.
Like,
We
just
enjoy
wanna
the
rest a week, bro.
experience.
We just want to
It's
rest
fine.
a week, though.
So, for example, we're coming for your Stife. They get a free win, then they win 1 game and they lose 1. Basically, they lost
Is
once
that-
against you guys.
Is that misspelled? Because I think it's style.
No, Stife. It would be like a slang in French for cousin, I think.
Okay.
Oh my.
So yeah. Then Mishmash, they won against Monarch. They won against Rewolf, and they lost against you guys, which is ironic. So, a team lose against Rewolf, and they lose to you, but that one Rewolf beats you, and then they lose to the team that you've beaten. Yeah, so I mean that's a crazy coincidence, but it does check out when you look at it like individually. It does check out. So we're literally going to have 4 teams that are going to gain 100 points, and like I said, I don't think I said this like on stream or anything like that, but with you, the top 8 teams are invited to the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And the 8th team as
I have a
of
question
now
for you,
is
actually, about
Mishmash
the
with 45
playoffs.
points.
how's
Give
the
me,
playoffs?
I'm finishing my thought, and then I'm letting you
Oh,
talk. Okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry.
So I mean, you only have to be second to end up second in a given week, and you're tied for 8th place. So even winning first at the very last week, a team could just come in, swoop the victory, and make it to the playoff in the playoffs by playing a single time. So that is absolutely crazy. And yeah, when I say that anybody can still make it, that's what I'm talking about. You were saying.
I haven't looked into the DAL, I'll be honest. How's the playoffs gonna play out? Is it gonna be a double elimination?
Yes. So if I was to make the long-winded explanation, the playoffs do have a prize pool, but the playoffs also have an entry fee to finance or a part of the prize pool. So if you want to play for free and you're not interested in playing, should you be qualified to the playoffs, you just have to not register for them. If that is not a problem for you, like you participated in the Titans League, so I assume that's not going to be too big of an issue for you guys. By the way, it's still the $25 entry fee, but this time there's a $600 prize pool. So the ratio of invested money to return is better. That's item number 1. Item number 2 is going to be regarding how it works. It is, yes, indeed going to be a best of a double elimination format. And if I was, let me just DM this to you. You can send it to your teammates.
Oh my! I have to stop my mouse.
Oh, well, I don't
Oh
think
my.
they're suspecting you of cheating, so I don't think it's gonna be too important. So the playoffs will be played on both Saturday and Sunday
Okay. Ooh, my.
because it's a double elimination. It would be double elimination and best of ones, except for like the final, which is gonna be best of 3. Is it gonna be best of 3? I don't think it is. I haven't set it up to be. No.
Unlimited overtime. That's
So-
gonna be a track.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be both on Saturday and Sunday. Plus, if I am not wrong, if my memory serves me right more than anything else, like I should know this, but there's going to be a week pause. So next week there's going to be the last play day. Then in 2 weekends time, there's not going to be a game because it takes a bit of time to like reach out to the teams, ask, do you want to play? If yes, collect the entry fee. If a team isn't free, if a team doesn't want, extend the invitation to the next team in the standings. So that can take a bit of time. So we're taking like a week break to manage everything. And yeah, so it's going to be on September 12th. On the 12th of September, it's going to be both Saturday and Sunday.
Alrighty.
Awesome.
So here's Butin. He is our most current player, our most current
Yep.
addition to the roster.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hello! I'm
There he
talking to you from my car.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I gotta
Yeah.
say, for our only loss tonight,
Yep.
we are going through a bit of a I don't want to say necessarily identity crisis,
Okay.
but we some people weren't playing on their roles for the entire match, and we had some people that we should have switched some IGLing around a little bit sooner. I think we would have had the win on that.
Okay.
Small slip up, as you can see in the next 2 games, we definitely corrected that and didn't let it happen again.
I see. So, guys, I think we've touched up on basically everything I had to talk about. So yeah, I won't take up any more of your time. Once again, congratulations. I will be updating the standings maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, depending. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys next week. And yeah, until then, have an amazing rest of the night. Take it easy, and see you at the very least in the playoffs. I hope to see you there, because I don't see how you could be like surpassed too hard and be dropped into like 9th place. So yeah,
What's up, bro? What you doing?
congratulations.
say
See you again, and
What's
have
up,
an
bro?
amazing
What you
rest of the
doing?
night.
Thank you.
That's our resident number 6 player right there. All right,
I
see
see.
you, Hans.
I heard a new
Goodbye.
voice. I was like, what?
Thank you.
All right, see you guys. And like I told them, the stream is now over, so there's not too much to be added there. Thank you all for being here. I hope to see you guys again next week, or even tomorrow. There's gonna be another cast. But until then, have an amazing rest of the night. Take it easy, and see you later. Let me just find the right scene. It is right there. Bye bye.
A bomb has been located. Attackers recovered the diffuser. The attack. Alpha a reçu son désamorceur. Attackers. On the defuse. 5 seconds left. Bomb located by attackers.